Welcome to Warrior Class,
where the teachers would pass.
And you will too if you pass.
All right, now this is, excuse me, getting technical things together. Yeah. All right.
Welcome, family.
Yes, welcome. Now, in this episode, we're giving the top 5 self-defense techniques that all women and teen girls must know. Okay. And we say must, we mean absolutely must. It's to not know them is to put yourself at a deficit. And you say, well, I don't know them because you're at a deficit. Right? Right now, but that's going to change after today. Okay. So we're going to get to that after we get to the news. We give folks a chance to come on in here. Come on in.
Right, as we share
come on in. Shaka Zulu is a new member, yeah. So welcome.
You, Shaka Zulu.
So the big headlines, of course, is going to be Warrior Class is on at 1 p.m. That's the big news. No,
yes, right.
Right now.
But every Saturday. Yes.
Every Saturday is the biggest of news. I can't share on Facebook because I'm banned. I've been suspended. So this is why I got suspended off Facebook. This how messed up Facebook is now. And I don't understand why I get suspended off one but not the other. But maybe I shouldn't say that. Like, oh, we got you. But I got suspended because I said in my stories, I gotta you know how your history comes up or whatever your memories. So I've been posting this same thing I said since 2009. I said I'm gonna get a sword, I'm gonna name it kindness, and then I'm gonna kill people with kindness. Mm-hmm. And I've been reposting that every year. And this year I got suspended for reposting my own posts. That's so funny to me. That's crazy. But
well, I was suspended for posting a picture of an enslaved African hanging a Ku Klux Klan member, right?
You got me for that one too.
Now, first of all, there were no enslaved Africans at the same time the Ku Klux Klan existed. Not enslaved Africans legally.
Okay, so fact checkers could have got you.
Yeah, because if you're in jail, prison, you're enslaved. Actually,
this is true. And that's by the Constitution. If you don't know what he's saying,
I said this is crazy that they get. I'm like, this is totally fictional and fantasy because there were no. Now during Reconstruction, I had a guy wearing a suit from the Reconstruction or something,
right?
And one of those page boy hats, and he's hanging the Klansman. Would that have been accurate?
Yeah,
you could have got me. But
I don't know why you'd have suspended him because it's still history. But anyway,
and it's still fiction because wasn't hanging Klansmen. Klansmen were doing the other part, hanging us.
Right.
And that's whatever. Because if there was a meme or a drawing of someone who had been in Auschwitz hanging a Nazi,
right, that wouldn't have gotten removed.
No one would bat an eye.
Or putting somebody in Auschwitz, pushing them into an oven.
Right.
Didn't Roseanne Barr have a anyway?
And and on hanging, talked to my wife the other day. It just came to me about this song that I was singing. And my mother said, "Oh, no, you're not singing that no more." It's a song called "Dang Me," and it goes, "Dang me, dang me. I ought to take a rope and hang me." They used to play this on the black stations. It's a country song. First of all, country songs when I was growing up, didn't fly on no black radio station.
Right.
I don't think the radio station was owned by black people, but we call it black station because it played all black music. It was on shit we listened to.
Right.
So, and I won't say the station. It's in Chicago. So I'm singing, "Dang me." I'm probably about 7 or something like that. "Dang me, won't you take a rope and hang me?" My mother said, "Well, excuse me now." She said, don't sing that anymore. You know who took ropes and hangers, didn't you? So you're going to do it for them, huh? Or commit suicide? What's going on? And I said, huh? I'm just singing the song. Mom, the song funny. She was like, no, that's not. What's funny about that? And where'd you hear this? On the so-and-so radio station. And she said, that sounds like a country song. Yeah. And she said, they're playing it on the station. So, son, don't let me hear you sing that shit no more. Just like that. And that was it.
And the thing about now, you young now, that's the programming. I was just, this was a couple weeks ago. I'm always going to John's Finds Food. If you guys are in Jonesboro, it's a Black-owned soul food restaurant up the street. So I'm always going there. And one day, I'm always talking to the cashiers. We know each other. I give them health advice and everything. She's thanking me for the sea salt, the pink salt, which got to switch to regular sea salt, not the pink salt, because unless you know where the pink salt come from, it's pink because of the too much mercury in it. And they just there's somebody coming out my closet.
Oh.
But yeah,
no, dudes can't be coming out the closet.
I didn't see that.
See, that don't sound right.
If anybody come out the closet, it's all right. Right. Okay, excuse me. But yeah, no. So I'm talking to her, and she's like, "Oh my goodness, what do you got? What do you got on?" Yes. And I'm looking down, and it's the Death Row record label T-shirt. And I think I'm cool because I'm hip hop, and I got a Death Row T-shirt. But I'm not even thinking it's a dude in an electric chair with the thing over his head. You know what I'm saying? That's what they symbol is. It's just like what is that? You shouldn't wear that. And I'm looking. I was like, "What is this a record label thing?" She's like, "That's the electric chair. You know who get put in the electric chair, don't you?" I'm like, what? It's like you know where the electric chair come from originally, who was it made for, and all that. You know, I've never thought about that.
I mean, it's so crazy. So that song, Dang Me, man, that song was made in like 66, before I was born, but they played it on the radio in the black radio in the 70s.
It's a reason for everything that happens in America.
Man, I mean, it's crazy.
And
and we talking about T-shirts. So you wearing the Death Row T-shirt, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, really, I was thinking in terms of all that stuff, like so songs, shirts, and things that we do. There's a song that you all may have heard, you know, holding on the road got me 6 feet off the ground.
Yeah.
Hearing what you say, but I just can't make a sound. Let's think about that song. I'm holding on the rope, got me 6 feet off the ground. I'm hearing what you say, but I just can't make a sound. You tell me that you need me, but you don't come around.
Right.
And they talking about something, but my face is blue.
He's killing
himself.
Wow.
And it ends, I'm holding on the rope, got me 6 feet off the ground. And that's it, right? He killed himself. And it's a huge song. I think it won a Grammy and everybody's singing it. Killing himself. And you're singing that song it's like, hell no, man. Words have power, and don't wish that on yourself.
Yeah,
you know?
Right.
Because I listen to the song, I used to be singing it like, man, this is hot. And I said, I'm gonna play it on the piano, sing. And I really was planning to film it and like show it to y'all one day. And I said, well, hold on. No, he's talking about that's what made me really listen to the lyrics.
Right. Bye, Miss American Pie. Push the Chevy to the levee, but the Chevy was dry.
Right.
I was just working a few years ago,
right.
listening to that song, and it just hit me. I never knew what he was talking about until recently. Like, wait a minute, he was gonna kill himself? He would go kill himself. I think all these songs now I listen to. I was listening to God's Plan when it first came out, and it's the part where he say, what did he say? They want me, he said, people want something where he's like, people won't want to kill me or something. They don't want me to, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, but we all saying this chorus. They don't want me to make it. I forgot how the words go, but I'm listening to what he said. I said, let me skip this part. You know what I'm saying? Because everything that happens, that they make big, that they make public, that they promote, is planned. So with that being said,
because one more song, this song by Tokyo, I don't know if y'all heard, it's a rap, because it ain't just rock songs and country songs. This rap, he says, now it ain't about suicide, but he challenged him to take his life. It's a lot of crazy, you know, and then on top of that, the song's pushing drugs, so you're doing the drugs. So he says, if you don't like me, kill me right now. If you don't like me, kill me right now.
Salute me and shoot me.
You know, I don't dare motherfuckers to do that. He said something, Otherwise, nigga, pipe down. Now I love the way he did that. Y'all niggas talk too loud, nigga. Shh. What's that sound? Now that's me creeping in your house with a chop. I'ma put that bitch in your mouth. Now, so that's cold. But if you don't like me, kill me right now. Now I'm not giving you that challenge. If you don't like me, just leave me alone.
I was trying to turn BD on to old NWA music, and I thought of the song "One Less." You know what I'm talking about? I can't say what the rest of it is because of censorship. So I put the song on. I only remember the chorus. I liked the chorus back then. I played a song and Dr. Dre. I don't even remember Dr. Dre on it because Dr. Dre is not a real rapper. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wrote his stuff. Dr. Dre is rhyming about raping and killing women.
Oh,
but hold up now. I'm listening to this and I'm trying to make it a allegory. I'm trying to say, okay, he talking about Eazy-E. You know what I'm saying? Because he did have a song where he called Easy Mary Right. And he was talking about stuff he did, but it was metaphorical. No, I'm waiting to try to tell BD, oh, see, he really talk. I'm listening. No, he's really, he's talking about women. Yeah. That's crazy.
Wait, hold on.
But I heard these songs when I was a teenager and didn't even hear.
Not just the raps. So I know y'all all here love New Edition. I know they love it.
I know what you're about to go with. I know what you're going
New Edition.
That's before my time.
For all you folks who love New Edition.
I used to do the Any Heartbreak. Y'all know how to do it?
New Edition says they let you know that they molesting some young girls. They molesting girls. They let you know. They say backstage, underage, adolescent. That's still all New Edition. Them niggas, it's three of the four, not counting Bobby Brown because he left their ass because they were crazy. Backstage, underage. That's the hell yeah, that's why he left.
Bobby like, y'all doing too much.
I saw Bobby in concert. I saw Bobby after he left them in concert. Now they were doing it, all this cutesy shit to get little girls. Bobby walked out goddamn with a derby on, smoking a cigar. Yeah. You know, cocaine flew out his pocket. He caught that motherfucker, put it back, snipped it real quick, put it back in. Bob was a whole different person.
That really happened on stage. He really did.
He dropped it on stage and picked it up. Yeah,
that really happened.
Now,
I'm sorry.
So they say backstage, underage, adolescent. How you doing? Fine. She replied. I sighed. I like to do the wild thing. You sick bastards.
Yes.
Bell Biv DeVoe, none of them cats. New Edition, none of except Bobby Brown, because he had the derby and he had the cigar.
Gill.
He plays my
Johnny Gill
lived with Eddie Murphy for years in his boathouse. He's questionable because he's breaking up a family.
Yeah,
I ain't talking about his sexual proclivities. That's on him. But you gonna break up? You goddamn home wrecker. So he messy. Right, he messy as hell. So damn Johnny Gill. I don't know if he's a child molester, but living in that, I mean, he was a child in that era. So he may, I feel for him in that era. But so Johnny Gill, damn him, home wrecker, and then three of the other ones, I got damn child molesters by their lyrics. Bobby
Ralph Tresvant.
Ain't Ralph Tresvant Bell Biv DeVoe?
He was sensitive.
He was
Tresvant.
Okay, he's sensitive. First of all, if you got the name Tresvant, something wrong with you anyway. You doing something.
If it wasn't for
you doing something,
Ralph Tresvant, we wouldn't have My Prerogative because Ralph Tresvant had to come and finish My Prerogative because Bobby Brown was incapacitated when they was ready to finish the song.
But so
if you ever listen to the song,
at least Bobby wore a suit. He wore a derby. He smoked cigars.
So he cool.
Bobby couldn't have been doing all the other shit.
No, but the moral of the
no. When he first came out, so when we saw him in concert, not that My Prerogative, no shirt, not with the big shoulders. No, Bobby came out in a 3-piece with a derby, smoking a cigar. He did that shit before Notorious B.I.G. Notorious B.I.G. stole from Bobby Brown.
It's funny that you mentioned
which he stole from other brothers too, huh?
I was gonna say I have a hard time listening to Biggie.
Yeah, me too.
And I love Biggie, but
his lyrics are very questionable. He said some very questionable.
Yeah, he has.
Hard,
he said some,
to just going on and listen.
But we're gonna leave Biggie. We're talking about New Edition. We're gonna leave Biggie.
Right.
we're gonna leave Big alone.
And I posted recently
Because Big in heaven right now saying, "Who the fuck is this?" talking
to me at 1:26
in the evening.
All right. So the moral of the story is watch what you're taking in, and things are not happening by accident. With that, we're going to go into the news about the train derailment in Ohio and other places. So if we've been noticing, man, you know, the past couple of years, first all the food factories at the beginning of last year just set the blazes. You can Google how many food processing plants caught on fire.
Walmart's
here
in Atlanta.
Exactly. So different things catching on fire, and the latest have been train derailments is happening. We've had 2 or 3, I think, so far, and then the one in Ohio, which I just couldn't believe, and nobody really has explained, is that who gave the word to put a light to toxic chemicals, and who, like, I don't remember them saying who exactly said that was the right thing to do. But it was done, and as a result, what we've been seeing, I got people in Ohio, I got family, I got a family, my brother's in Ohio right now, as a matter of fact. He actually flew down there the day before yesterday. So this stuff can be confirmed. Livestock, I posted this stuff, died overnight. Right now, 5 hours away, because Ohio's pretty big. 5 hours away on the other side of Ohio, birds died today when it started raining.
Some falling out the sky.
Falling out the sky, yes. That is happening. So there are people showing rivers where they're just taking a rock and throwing it in the river, and you can see all the oil, but all the stuff just coming up. So, you know, our prayers are with you, but even more than that, if you're in that area, if you have people in that area, reach out to them, make sure they're not drinking or bathing in that water. And it's going to be a lot of...
and not throwing rocks in that water, bringing it up, because they've been exposed too.
Yeah, that was a very bad idea.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, that's just going to be that's going to... So first of all, what people don't know about Ohio is, I think, I don't want to give false percentages. I hate misquoting, but a large percentage of our livestock comes from there. I know in Georgia, our blueberries come from Ohio. It's funny, but it does, because we got blueberries too, but our blueberries come from Ohio. So a lot of produce is in Ohio, even bottled water sites. A lot of bottled water sites are in Ohio, and we know Michigan. So I think it's almost 10%, but I don't want to misquote, but we have to be real careful about what we're doing and what we're taking in, even the people that's not around that area, and going to have to really pay attention. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, because I label this kind of stuff under warfare, just like food. If you don't know, the food industry is ran exactly like the military, like it's military industrialized food. So I see all this stuff as war raged on the American citizens or American people or whatever you want to call yourselves. So that's why I wanted to bring this up, and just, you know, for all of us to be paying attention, you know, what's going on.
Yeah.
As we share this important show, because this is just ridiculous, and I'll let Bobby into it. This is ridiculous that we even have to go through this. And what I'm talking about is, just to show you the synchronicity, I happen to be on Facebook and see a post, someone asking, I should have said social media instead of Facebook to be more specific, not be specific, but it's out. I was on Facebook and I saw this post of a woman actually asking men, what should women do to defend themselves? How should they defend themselves? And physically, right. And I've combed through, Bob looked down too, we've combed through the answers, and they're ridiculous. And it's ridiculous that it's just like fiction. If you heard us before, make up answers, make up things that people say when they don't know what they're talking about. This is happening in real life. And so the woman actually tagged me, but I couldn't respond. And So, because I'm suspended. So, we're going to talk about it now. Because it coincides with exactly what we're talking about. And, well, I mean, before, when we get into it, we're going to go over it and give you, we're not going to name these people because we're not trying to embarrass anybody. But I hope that those people are watching. I asked this person to tag this show in that post so that these men could hear real answers and know, instead of letting their ego speak for them and putting people in harm's, putting our women in harm's way.
Now, let me say this. For all of you out there, men, women, others, if the first thing that comes to your mind when it is to defend yourself is to pick up a gun, stop it. I've heard so many people over decades talk about, well, I'll just. I talked about that before. A person who says just, they're full of shit, or they don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're talking about. So when people say, get yourself a gun, and get yourself a gun, but you better train with that bad boy. And don't rely on that as your main form of self-defense. People now calling, the gun self-defense. And the gun is their last resort, because how many of you, when you talk that shit, you come around me, and every time somebody says that, I grab, where's your gun at? They look shocked because they don't have that motherfucker in their hand ready, and they don't have it in a holster. It's in a bag some goddamn where that's not easily accessible. So shut up. That kind of shit, I told him earlier, that gets me, because you'll get people killed by making them so goddamn confident by, I got me a gun now, but you having a gun don't mean nothing. I can have a nuclear bomb if I don't know how to use that motherfucker. It's not going to do nothing. So all you got is a paperweight. So you telling people to do that, you're irresponsible. You're irresponsible to your people. Shut your ass up. That really gets to me, man. And you who's saying it, you not going to use that motherfucker. I say that to you right now. All you goddamn gun famous bugs, all of you out there, most of you, I know you. So I know you. You're not going to pull a goddamn thing. You're not going to do nothing. And if somebody slapped the shit out you, you're going to fall out like them mugs in that damn stupid slap competition. Because you're not conditioned to take a hit. All you conditioned, if you know how to shoot for real, all you condition is to slap leather and pull that pistol. But you got to slap leather and you got to pull that pistol. Those are two things you got to be able to do. Then you got to be able to aim that motherfucker, and you got to be able to squeeze that goddamn trigger.
Under stress and duress.
You got to be able to do all of that while a person trying to attack you. A student of mine says to me, and it shocked me because he'd been training for like 7 years at the time. Well, Baba, I just use them things. They go to just. So let me know he ain't doing shit. They go to just, so you can disprove it every time. Just kick them in the nuts. Just shoot them. Just fly away. Just get your ass out of here. So when he said, I just use them things. I said, well, goddamn it, use them things. Where your thing at? I ain't got one. When I give them, I ain't get all shut your ass. I said, but I got one. Here. Shoot me with that motherfucker. All I got is this water in my hand and this cap. I'm going to drink from the cap because I don't even need a lot of water on you. I said, count to 3. You pull that pistol and you shoot me. I don't want to do that, Bob. But God damn it, shoot me. If you can shoot me, I'm not the man that goddamn it I profess to be. Student count. 1, 2, 3. He reaches out. Boom. Throw the water in his face. He freezes. I grabbed his ass. I said, dude, I would have killed you. You're not ready for that shit. I stopped you with water. You're not trained to pull under stress and duress because water ain't even stressful. It just shocks your system because you expect it to be in your face. So imagine if I just hit you, if I slam the elbow into your face, if goddamn it, I cut you across your face. Stop bullshitting. You're not. When you say, I don't have a gun, but when I get one. When you say just, I knew you were bullshitting, and I know you, man. So, and that brother, he watches the show sometimes. You watching, you know, goddamn it, I'm right in that. And he got himself a gun. Mm-hmm. Okay. So Don't bullshit. Student also, he talks in front of all his friends. I'm talking about the knife. It's one of the most deadly tools. He a teenager, so I was more gentle on him, but he had to get it. He said, he telling all his friends, I can take a knife. They said, could you take a knife from him? He said, I can take a knife from anybody. I've been doing karate for 5 years. Because he a teenager, he can't be so long. He think that is impressive, right? I said, oh my God, 5 years, damn. So I said, so you could just take a knife from me, right? I put the knife up, pull out the marker. I said, you could just take a knife from me. I'm gonna write this on the board this day. And then we're gonna get up and let's see if you can take the knife. He said, oh, I can take it. He's sitting back with his friend, looking at one of the sisters over there and shit, trying to impress her. So I walk over. I said, you could just take a knife from me and you're going to prove this to everybody. At this point, I'm about a foot away from him. He's not even paying no attention. He said, yeah, I could take the knife. I cut him across his throat with the goddamn, it was a red marker. Across, that shit was from here to here. And he looking. Everybody looking like, damn, he would have opened you and took your head off. Damn, shot. And they, man, you know I take no knife. I said, now, tell them the truth. He said, no, I ain't never. I said, you ever took a knife before? No, I ain't never took no knife. I said, then don't do that because them brothers would have came to you behind, when the sisters ain't looking, say, man, teach me how to take a knife. And you would have taught them some bullshit and you could get them killed, man. And, I said, we have to be more responsible. The first thing about martial artists, I tell all my students this, is they're getting more advanced. If you're thinking, you can go out there, you talking about, I wish somebody would and all that, because you're not thinking properly. I wish nobody would. I don't want no smoke. I don't want no smoke. I said, I hate violence. I loathe it. I'm just good at it.
It's one thing to be confident.
Like, damn.
When you start walking around like, if this motherfucker.
And that's how you know Mud's bullshitting. So he about to get into this because I'm reading this shit. I told him, man, I was getting furious because you mugs too, dudes.
Yes.
When a sister asks about self-defense or does self-defense, now all of y'all become goddamn expert marksmen. You become martial arts experts.
So
because you're trying to show off, like when we were little boys, a girl would come around, I can flip. You showing off, I can flip. You still doing that shit and you 30, 40, 50 years old. Yeah. Shut up. Stop it. You desperate, thirsty ass punks. And I said it. Don't like it. I'm right here. And yes, I read those things. So all of y'all, and most of the people who in these comments, I know them. You know that means you know me. You know me. You know my door always open. I don't like smoke, but God damn it, shit. I try to fan it away. But if it don't go away, it's ways to make smoke leave. So bring what you want to bring. I got to tell the truth because our people are more important than all of us.
Right. And
that includes our ego. So you old desperate punk, and some of these folks married, but they trying to impress this sister by talking about shit they don't know what they're talking about.
Some of them are being earnest. They don't know, but they trying. Other people, I almost want to read your name. I'm not because...
No, don't read that.
No, I'm not. But you say
then they be suing saying slander.
Right. But some of the stuff being said, get a husband, stop being in places like.
See that too. Okay.
Some of that kind of stuff.
I'm going to say this and shut up, man. You tell a woman the reason why they're in danger because they don't have a husband. My daughter is 14. When she go outside, she ain't got no husband. Fool. But if she's untrained, she can get it like anybody else. Well, that's why I'm going to make sure she's trained. But if I don't make sure she's trained, she can. You understand me? When they went through this camp, survival camp. I said, I'm going to let the sisters take over with Yemi. At the time, she was 12. They took her, what's in your bag, what's missing from your bag. They took care of her. I know everything that needs to go in that bag and had all her shit. But they're going to take her and put stuff in her bag and say, do this. I let them do it because it ain't just about no man got to do it. Punk. You talking about the man ain't in the household. And so this is what happens to you. Like they deserve to be raped. They deserve to be murdered and shit because they left a man. You are a punk. You are a punk. If you got something to say, goddamn it, hit me up on that. On that, I'm willing to whoop your ass. On that, I'm willing to whoop your ass. I said I don't like smoke, but goddamn, for our sisters and for you blaming the victim, I'm willing to beat the brakes off you. So now, I don't teach my wife no more. How about that? I don't teach my wife no more. How about that? You got something to say about it? You got something to say? Well, you taught her for years. Yeah. You better use that as an excuse. Because you ain't going to, goddamn it, bust a grape, goddamn it, inside a paper bag. You ain't going to do nothing. And so you tell these women, but if that's true, Ominiki, that y'all should be trained by a man, them motherfuckers not prepared to do it. They don't have the credentials or the ability or even the wherewithal to teach you shit. So they should just shut their goddamn mouth. If that's the truth, I
hope y'all listening.
Then goddamn it, send them to a real man then. Because you ain't one to say that to a woman that, well, this happened to you because you ain't got a man. You're not a real man. But you want that woman, so you telling her that bullshit, but she get with you the same punk, goddamn it, that'll be running, goddamn, like that video when the dude walking and he reached to get the money or whatever, they throw the fake snake and the girl pass out, he run. You that same punk.
I forgot that
you that same punk.
The same fools. We got a video, we ain't posted.
Man, boy.
We got a video of dudes shooting at each other 5 feet away, and nobody hit nobody. I understand, Baba.
Man,
you got a right to feel exactly how you feel. First of all, I had more time with this. I've been looking at this for two days. Baba just seen it this morning.
But I've seen these motherfuckers
and he knows
50 years.
Right. So I'm hot. I'm not gonna imagine. He training people his whole life just for y'all to be on here talking the dumbest shit out of your.
And you don't have to train. You don't have to train with me.
That's not the point.
That's not the point. Is if you're untrained, you really ain't got shit to say. You really ain't got shit to say. No participation, no right to observation. You tell somebody, and that's it's clear you're untrained to say some stupid shit like that. But see, it ain't just stupid shit. It's shit that could get people injured.
That's why it's so important. Injured, killed,
right,
messed up for the rest of your life. And I don't think y'all viewing it like that, or something's wrong with you. And that's why I really hope that the men are paying attention, but even more so, this is for you. This is for the women. Don't ask people that's qualified. When you ask certain questions, you ask people that's qualified,
right?
And then ask other people that's qualified.
Well, see, the reason why it's done, a lot of sisters have been taught that, okay, well, and it's true, the man should be able to protect the women and the children, right? So they'll ask, but you can't just ask it to anybody, because these clowns, let me just let you get to the comments. These are clowns. So you ask a clown, if a clown walking down the street, and I want to know the time, he got the clown nose and the clown had the big shoe, and say, what time is it? And you say something stupid, I cannot really be shocked.
Exactly. Because
I asked a goddamn clown.
And I just apologize, ladies. So let me just go through here.
They gotta apologize for fools.
I mean, there's even women who are teaching the same thing, so it's not just men.
Yeah, absolutely. But and really ain't no but. That's jacked up too. Yeah. I'm talking to the men, because a woman doing that, I ain't saying you can come visit me in my school. If you visit me in my school to fight, I'm just gonna,
And what we talking about is men that are untrained giving advice.
Or women that's untrained giving advice. Usually that don't happen.
That don't happen as much as women training on the wrong stuff.
But I tell you, our sisters have told our sister, just pray. The sister was like, what should we do to defend ourselves? And this sister who's trained with me, her and her husband, she said they told her just pray. If a man comes to your house, try to break you, whatever, just pray him out your house.
Or the fainting thing, remember?
Right, that they told just fainting. Women just faint.
That's the same kind.
It is. That is just as ignorant.
They tell you that you should never go out without your husband. You should never go out by yourself.
Right. And I'll say this. Back in the day, see, if I could transport my wife back in time. See, then my wife would have said she'll beat the brakes off the women who were saying that stupid shit. Now she's different, refined. She's different, refined and shit. We were just talking about we couldn't have Okikiola who is our daughter who was just born, until we got a certain level of wisdom.
Since the success of multicultural botanical.
Right. But what's funny, I said to her, I agree we had to have a certain level of maturity. And she said, well, you have to have wisdom. I said, well, goddamn, you said I ain't got the maturity. And I would partially agree. I'm not mature enough to not have a visceral reaction to dummies endangering our people. Now, I can't. If you said it to other folks, to be honest with you, I just say, damn, that's jacked up. They did that. I really wouldn't be tripping too hard. But with our people, like the dude who was doing that dust ignorant ass thing, people clown them about they end up in heaven doing this techniques.
Mm-hmm.
We were going to do an episode on dust, and then I told them, nah, because for me, that is such a sore spot that I would say something where dude would have to answer to that, and then we'd have to film me and him going at it. I didn't say me beating him. I don't know. He may be great. He may shot me with them dust techniques, but I said me and him would end up going at it, and I didn't want to go there because I assume. Could be wrong assumption that he got children and wife and shit. I'm not trying to take motherfuckers from their wife and children, but if I'm fighting them, that becomes not even a concern of mine. So I tried not to go there with violence, but when I'm telling them, they can see me if they feel that froggy. That's how serious I take this shit, man. If you want to see me, I'm not playing with you. It's like, we talked about this other brother wanted to spar with Akim Bobola. And he was like, well, I'm not. I'm going to stick a knife in him. He's my student, so of course he thinks that way. Right. Well, I just said how he thinks, right? Because he's my student. How do you think I think? And those who've been watching. So if you do come for real now, because I'm going to serve you up. And you'll never get a chance to do that. Now, if you come in and say, well, I got a wife and children, before you walk in the door, I'll say, leave. Leave. Because you come like that, you already told me you really don't want to do that, but your ego, you had to show up.
They're going to post their wife and kids.
Right, post their wife and kids. I'm heading over, post as they cover picture. I'm heading to Popeyes now. I'm like, this motherfucker. I'll hit him up.
With their wife and kids.
Right. We came to see daddy, wrestle with you, a little play fight with you. I said, oh, okay. Bye-bye. You know what I mean? Your daddy too much for me. Bye-bye.
Oh, wait, I just tagged some young, I just tagged some beautiful woman, black woman with the show, and she said, what's your Cash App tag? I'm feeling generous. All right. Okay.
Somebody in here, somebody just hit you personally in your DMs, slid in your DMs. Said they want
to Cash App. I'm in my face, I'm in my messenger sending people the thing. I tagged it to everybody, and I just got some, that's a bot. There ain't nobody but a bot. I'm messing around.
I'm like, oh shit.
But no,
they slid in your DMs, so they gonna send you $100,000.
I'm gonna see. Next thing you know, they said take this check and go cash it and then deposit.
Yeah,
I've seen that before.
Right. Just send me 10,000.
Well, I had a dude from Nigeria, so he's not lying. He said
the guy was from Nigeria
because I rejected him. See, he wanted. I just didn't want to do this because Nigeria. He'd get the money to the Nigerians, to help them. He said he wanted to give me $2 million, but he had nowhere to, so he wanted to give it to me. I put it in my bank. I said, this guy, I'm not. No, he's a big businessman over there. Oh, okay. I said, oh my goodness. And so the last thing I said, well, let me talk to my wife who goes to Nigeria every year and has several hundred contacts there to see maybe she could help you with somebody over there. Never heard from him again. It's crazy.
That was funny.
So he probably hit you up next.
So look, but we're gonna get right into it. So I'm just gonna read off some of these comments. We're gonna and I just want to thank. I want to thank Facebook for suspending me, because if you had not suspended me and I tagged in this post, I would have went to everybody's comment and said something, and that would have caused conflict. And that's not what.
Then folks would have came to the school with smoke. I wouldn't know why.
Right. Because I wouldn't have said nothing about it. Everybody was standing.
I'm like, hey, what the hell going on? Bill ain't been over there.
Let me just ask: are we going into the technique after you get through?
Yes.
I have a couple of things that I wanted to talk
Please
about.
do.
Okay.
First, I just wanted to, I know that he's not the only one to transition this week, but I wanted to shout out to Trugoy the Dove from De La Soul, which is one of my favorite groups.
I was so surprised.
Reason,
I just have to say, I was so surprised that you hip hop heads did not know that Trugoy was yogurt.
I know that shocked me. That shocked me. People hit me up. In fact, he hit me up. I told him that it was yogurt back. That's okay.
I'm gonna get some pass because she was a little young, but the rest of y'all,
because people were saying to me, you know, what country does Trugoy is he from? I said Trugoy from New York. Well, his name Trugoy, is that like Haitian or something? I said that's yogurt.
Side-eye hip hop heads.
And I mean, that wasn't his name; it was a rap name, so it could be anything, really. Exactly.
Not just anything. It's still gonna have meaning. He's not because that's like what?
There'll be one,
and even that means something. And they be like, "Thanks, Balago, for the name." If you can spell that, keep it.
But the reason why I'm bringing it up for Warrior Class, because we did say that we're gonna try to talk about health a little bit more. And from what I was reading, his transition was prompted by a congestive heart failure diagnosis.
Yes.
And I think I saw that he had struggled with it for a while. So, like the type 2 diabetes, that's really kind of a lifestyle.
That's exactly what it
is. Or, a disease that's related to lifestyle. So, we really want to be thinking very heavily about our choices as far as food goes. I'm talking to myself, I'm talking to all of us, and all the people who we love out there. Like, don't make yourself sick with food.
Right.
Like, I mean, bottom line, it's not easy. I realize more and more how much we are programmed to be addicted to this food. I mean, so much so that reasonable people who are reasonable on so many other fronts don't realize how heavily dependent they are on these foods, things that are basically made to make someone rich. Like the things that are created in these factories, they are not thinking, they don't want to kill you because they want you to keep buying it. But in no way are they thinking about your longevity.
They don't want to kill you quickly.
Right. Exactly. They don't want you to immediately die.
Right.
Because then they'll be sued. They want it to, 20, 25 years so they can milk as much money out of you as they can. But I mean, it's not food. It's just something that someone made up. So, let's just keep a thought on that.
And let me say there's a warning of congestive heart failure. For all of you who have like mysteriously missing teeth, like your teeth seem fine and they were missing, that's a sign of congestive heart failure. It's imminent. Just so you know. I was told that years ago. I was in Detroit and I'm brushing my teeth. Had all my teeth in those days, surprise. And I spitting like, where peanuts come from? It was one of my tooth just broke. So I go to the VA to see the dentist. And the dentist tells me she's from India, so she was dealing with holistic stuff too as well. And she says, your tooth broke. Well, she's a doctor, but she brought in like sister or somebody who's a dentist too. And they said, that tooth just broke out. Have you gotten your heart checked? Said, that's a sign of congestive heart failure. And I noticed Trugoy was missing one of his teeth.
Yeah.
So if that happens to you or has happened to you, you need to probably get yourself checked out or at least change your eating style, your lifestyle or depth style, depending on how you eat. Change it up because you're in danger. And sure enough, 3 years after that, I had a heart attack.
So do the small things that you should do that you can do.
And just so you know, your teeth, it's a lie about you eating sugar. You're gonna get that sugar, gonna mess your teeth up.
Salt will do it.
It's just not, it's not from the outside. You know how hard the teeth are? The teeth are enamel. People been dead 10,000 years still got their teeth in their mouth. It's from the inside. That's what you're telling me. Sickness is from the inside. Rot your teeth from the inside out. So by the time you see that hole in your tooth or it falls out, your organs are already ravaged.
That is. I forgot all about that. Yeah, when the cavity comes from the root, that's internal. When you see the brown on your tooth and then that turns into a cavity, that's from
like
food.
You're doing coffee and it's browning.
Right. That's
when it's coming from inside.
Yeah, that's internal.
And the reason why all my teeth had to be pulled, since we're talking about that, so you know we can move on, is because, and she was right, I had infections all the way up here going. So it's going into my eyes with water and yellow and greenish mucus would come out my eyes. I was having headaches, bad mood swings. You said bad mood. You still have mood swings. No, this is not a mood swing. I'm just pissed off. I'm just out of nowhere, just mad because it was going into my head. I couldn't breathe. My wife would tell you, and I told Akin Bobla and her sister Wumi, about this. I couldn't breathe when I lay down. If I lay down on anything but my back at night, and they said, "We getting those teeth out your mouth," and they facilitated happening. And then Belay, who don't even remember, because he took me to get my teeth pulled. And he don't even remember taking me. And they took all the teeth out. And the day they took them out, took my blood pressure. My blood pressure was high. My blood pressure was normal. And I was able to sleep for the first time on my stomach.
Wow.
In years.
That's crazy.
So don't get to that point where you even got to pull all your damn teeth out and shit, to the point where, okay, now I want the implants, but we're taking care of 2 homes, got a new baby and stuff, so all that's on the back burner. I don't want just dentures. Everybody I know take them out because they say they hurt. But the implants is $50,000, y'all, top and bottom. I ain't got like that. Maybe, if Jared give me some of that money from the endowment he got, then I can do it. But other than that, I ain't got it. Like that. Donate.
Starting to GoFundMe.
Yeah, GoFundMe for my teeth. I just smile and,
Thank you, YouTube Academy, for the donation.
Yes,
yeah, well, I do have one other thing, which is directly on topic. And it's funny that this actually took place before we knew what the topic was going to be. Last Saturday, I was at work and I was talking with one of my coworkers, and I can't remember exactly how we got into this, but she started telling me about a time where there's a part of the town here called the West End, which is like a Black part of town. She was in the West End. She ran out of gas, and a man stopped to pick her up. She was off the highway. A man stopped and picked her up stopped to help her and told her he would take her to get gas.
The West End is the very urban part of
Atlanta. Yeah, that's what I meant. Right? So she and I'm going to say this because this was part of the story that she told me. She was very scantily clad at the time. She didn't have very many clothes on. This is a woman in her 50s now, but she's still sort of describing it. This was maybe 20 years ago. She's still describing it to me as though, well, you know how I do, you know how I am. So,
so she's victimizing herself. Okay, go ahead.
Right. She was telling me that she didn't have much on. So the man goes onto the highway and, she's thinking he's going to get off on the next exit to get the gas. And he just kept going. And she was like, excuse me, where are we going? The gas station, blah, blah, blah. And he told her, shut up, B.
This is a real story. This is crazy.
Right. Yeah. So she couldn't get out of the car. Like, I guess he had done something to the door where she couldn't get out of the car. She
this report in.
Right. And that's exactly what she said. So she I guess she waited for him to get where they were going or whatever. In her mind, she's thinking that she trying to prepare herself or whatever. Of course, I'm thinking I'm gonna make him swerve, like we might get into an accident. But I'm thinking about all the stuff that's in the car. You got the seatbelt buckle. You know what I'm saying? Your hands and feet aren't bound. Like, why would you wait for him to go wherever he's trying to go? So he ends up taking her to a place off of Fulton Industrial. You can check that out if you want to, which is a really rough part of town, depending on
sketchy
where you go. Yeah, in that area.
Sketchy to say the least.
Right, but
and dark.
Right around the corner from Bankhead.
He stops somewhere, and that's when she starts fighting him. When he stops.
That's
now
opportune time you want to fight.
Right. So, after that, her details kind of get sketchy. And I think the assault might have gone a little bit further than she really shared with me, because she basically told me that when she finally got away from him, that she was basically naked, that she was walking down the street. Right. That she was walking down the street trying to get help. Police officers were passing her and nobody stopped to help her. And that's exactly what she was told when she finally got to someplace where she could call the police or whatever she ended up doing. She told them, that several officers passed her while she didn't have any clothes on and walking down the street. And they say, yeah, we used to seeing that down here. So, of course we know that's not where our help should be coming from.
She could have been running down the street asking for help.
The fact that Baba came up with this topic this week, and I was planning on telling this story anyway. One thing, and I know I'll probably be all kinds of trash after I say this, just like everyone else who ever mentions how we should be accountable to the things that we do, is you have to think about, I want the world to be a place where women can wear whatever they want. I want that. I'm sure that they want that I want that. Just like all the young women and the women, I want that to be the world that we live in. Yes. Yeah. But that is not the world that we live in. That is not where we live. So, you have to think about the way that you present yourself when you come out of the house. Think about not only that man, because we know that rape doesn't, they're not looking at your clothes necessarily. But what about other people who could have stopped to help her? Mm-hmm. Who decided not to stop and help her because she didn't have many clothes on? You understand? Like, you have to think about those type of decisions when you're getting up, getting dressed. It's not just you that exists in this world. There's all people out here, and I tell my son that all the time. People judge you based on how you look. It doesn't mean that you have to do everything to be thinking about what these judgments that people are making on you. But there are basic things that you should be doing so that people treat you a certain way. People treat you with respect, for example. So I'm not blaming it on her. I'm not going to try to act like, when I was in my teens and 20s, that I wasn't wearing things that I'm not necessarily proud of now. But it's something that we really have to think about. And, the fact that we're teaching our young women is something that's really important for us to be thinking about. So
now let me say this, though, in the state of this world. Dudes will rape a nun. Yeah, dressed, fully up. They'll rape a sister in hijab and
right. That might even do it for them.
So, yeah. Now, I'll say the reason why you dress. I don't care about other folks' morality. You got to deal with your shit. Now, do I want my wife out there, my daughters out there like that? No. But if they decide to go out there, I don't want them raped. Now, the whole thing with that, I don't believe your clothes leads you to being raped. But perception precedes action.
That's what I want to speak on.
So what they perceive you as precedes how they act towards you. And when I say action, I mean even rape is an action. But getting raped is an action. You say, what? Because it comes down to we all got to train. So I may decide, it's hot. I'm gonna take an Uber naked. That'll be really odd for me.
Especially if the guy let you get in the car. Go ahead.
Right. But if he lets me get in the car, I know he on something. Right.
Right.
So I'm naked. He lets me get in the car. So I know he probably on something. And then he said, "Hey man, you know, I'm gonna smack you on your booty." I said, "No, you're not smacking me on the booty, man. I don't go that way." Right? He said, "Well, I'm gonna smack you on the booty anyway. You can do this the hard way, the easy way. I want you. I'm gonna have you. You got that booty bandit, right?
I see you
Like
booty.
In the gym, I see the booty. I want you. I got to have you. You got this car naked. God damn it. And I'm trained, so I'm gonna be throwing down, right? But if I was untrained, I get out the car with my head down. Oh man, I got my booty. You know what I'm talking about? So if you're gonna be out there, I told my own daughters, if you're gonna be out there and you're gonna be wearing shit that could have it's actually a sock, but you wearing it as a dress. You best rely on your training.
Right.
You best be prepared and know that you're gonna probably have to rely on your training, because dudes that weren't thinking about being aggressive towards you, just put it in their mind now, because perception precedes
that
action.
part is true. They're not thinking about raping. They're thinking she must be
a hoe, a thought.
Something
want to give me some.
If she want me to see it,
she may have wanted to just impress other women. You don't know, but in his mind, she want to give me some.
Also, it's the thought that, okay, if she'll show this much without any type of interest being generated toward her, how much more can I see? How much more can I get her to show?
Now, perception precedes action. Perception is also based on the perceiver. Okay, so for me, when I was young, women who dressed like that were a turn off. They were a turn off
because you knew they was prostitutes supposed to be.
Well, not even that. No. I'm talking about like I go out to a club, they at the club.
Right. I never go for them.
And they trying to holler. I'm like, go ahead on. But the sister who, I didn't want anybody, with neck and frills around the neck looking like they're a pilgrim or some shit. I didn't want that either. But the women who had that subtle sexiness, they wearing.
That's why men love scrubs.
Right. They wearing the kulaks. Right. Mm-hmm. But the kulak, you see the form fitting, or they wearing the sundress.
Exactly. And that's why men love stuff.
It's a wrap for me. But goddamn it, they wearing a pencil skirt and all their thighs out. There's no mystery to that.
I'm gonna look at that, but I'm not gonna.
Of course, I'm gonna look. I remember one time when I was in the nation, we out getting ready to take the papers out, and a brother says, "You stand up, brothers." We stand up. He said, "Now you go out with the papers. Don't be looking at those sisters." I said, "Excuse me." Excuse me. I said, because I was a lieutenant at the time. He was a lieutenant. I said, "Excuse me." I said, "Brother, I ain't gonna bullshit you. Brothers with me, y'all gonna look at those sisters, right? But don't get caught up, because you look at the sisters right here. You go around the corner, you can see some more fine sisters, and you go here, you can see some more fine sisters, and here. So you ain't gotta go out, be outrageous or be aggressive because you saw somebody that looks good."
Isn't there something in the Odu that there's a verse in the Odu that you talked about with us in class about, I can't remember now. Yeah.
Ogun?
No, about specifically looking at, I can't remember.
Well, now there's the thing about Ogun, that's war, which we do iron and war. And Ogun was tearing up this town. And he'd always go to this river to bathe. And they could not get rid of Ogun. They trying to convince him, pay him whatever to get out of their town, because damn, he's just too aggressive. Oshun says, "Well, I'll take care of it." So Oshun observes him. He goes to the bath at like 8 a.m., say, right? She goes at 7. And she's naked. She got beads on her backside. And she's pouring honey on her backside in the river.
Something about the backside.
And she's pouring honey on her backside. And he's looking at that. Look like, oh boy. And she knows he's looking. So she gets out the river, and she's walking, he's following her. And she walks out the town, he follows her out the town. And that's how they remove Ogun from that town. Because
That's how I moved to
warriors
North Carolina.
like sweet things. Warriors like sweet things.
Honey backsides. What could be sweeter?
And so, hey, there you go. It's honey, African backside.
Sweet
yeah.
holy honey.
If she had been from the Netherlands, he probably would have left. Like, I gotta take my bag, get out.
Sweet Holy Honey by Shango. That's a good song.
Yeah. So, warriors like sweet things. Okay, so just so you know, now I ain't talking about those men being warriors. One thing I am talking about is that's why I eat a lot of sweets.
And I love sweets. So I try to fight it.
But it also talks about how you control people, not just women with your honey on their backside,
Definitely.
but it's talking about us. Your backside is used for two things: to stay or to go. Right? And so you control whether a person stays or goes based on how you deal with them. So you could deal with them with honey, and you can move them in any direction you want to.
Yes.
And that's also dealing with martial arts.
Boy.
In martial arts, you deal with honey. Honey, you see this sweet. You don't see this threatening. It's not abrasive, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you deal with, so a person, here, and so that comes to the school, I would deal with them kindly. They say, yeah, nigga scared. See, you dealing with me different. You dealing with me different. Like, I scared that nigga. Now it's up to them to just leave or say, I want to do so-and-so. And then they say they want to do so-and-so. Boom, they get hit. Take them out of here. I go back to the honey while I'm teaching. That's how we deal. That's why we laugh, we joke, and everything. But under those jokes and laughs, there's preparation for whatever may come, right? So it's honey. So honey determines whether you stay or go. That means many things.
Yeah, that's deep.
Whether I stay with my wife at home, whether I go. Whether dudes stay in this earthly plane or he goes somewhere else. It means many things. Okay?
I want to speak to what she was saying too.
The backside is incredible.
Not the backside incredible part, but
it is incredible.
It is that. No, but one of the things too about dressing and looking a certain type of way and getting in a certain situation. When she was talking about that woman that was running down the street and being half naked, if I would have saw her, I know exactly what she's talking about. I would not have stopped. I would not have stopped. And let me explain why. Because I know the area. It's an area where there's a lot of drugs, there's a lot of prostitution and things of that nature. So I see a woman that half naked running down the street trying to wave my car down. I'm thinking, game. Is what I'm thinking. Oh, she want me to stop, and then she gonna be like, "Oh, somebody trying to get you?" And then some type of way is a setup.
And the reason why is because that's context, right? It's not content. The content somewhere else make you think a different way, right? So
that's why he took her where he took her.
Right. He knew what he was doing. He's done it before.
And that's what I wanted to
when so and we're talking about content versus context, right? I teach on that. And there's a love letter about basketball. I call it Love and Basketball, the letter. And I'll bring it on here next week. And we can deal with content and context.
Okay.
But a quick thing, my daughter was out and she had a broken leg. She's like, I can't get home. I forget where she was at. Mama said she won't pick me up. Can you pick me up? I said, God damn, it's 2 a.m. I said, all right. So I'm out there looking. I said, Mommy, where you at? I'm here. She said, oh, Mama went on and picked me up. I said, you couldn't let me. I'm out here in these. I'm lost. I don't even know where I'm at. She posts online. This is context. She said, pray for my daddy. He's lost out here in these streets. So my mother hit me up like, why your daughter got you sound like you on crack?
I forgot about that.
I said, Ma, what? So I looked, I said, I pulled over because I was laughing so goddamn hard. I said, people thinking now I'm just lost in these streets on crack. I said, Mama Tale, take that out off the thing. Mother think I'm just lost in these streets, not lost, actually lost. I don't know which street I'm on. She said, oh my God, I didn't realize it sounded like that. Man, that was so fucking funny.
That's hilarious.
So make sure you got the context and don't be shocked if people don't want to help you because of the context. You say, I'm lost. If you watch The Last of Us, you'll see that happening there.
Yeah, I
No.
just saw
Oh,
that one last night.
help me!
I haven't watched
help
it. I
me.
haven't watched
and,
it.
and
Listen,
dude, like we gone, and that's what in a survival situation, I'd be like, all right, let's go. Shit, we were driving, and I swear, this is the last thing. We were taking my baby to the chiropractor. And yes, they have babies that work with, don't just take them to any chiropractor. They have to be trained to work with babies. So we were taking our baby to our chiropractor. And as we're driving, dude, I don't know why, how not shifting lanes like this. He turned like he was going a car, like he was going to turn a corner. I said, what is he doing? I said, baby, slow down. 18-wheeler, T-bones him. Oh, right? I said, slow down. So we slowing, we creeping, and I look, say, go. Because I'm making sure ain't no other danger around us. Ain't no debris flying, no other cars spinning. And I said, go. We speed by, right? And our daughter in the back was like, we're not going to help him? No. Because one, that was just too odd that he turned. That would be a hell of a setup to even take that to set Muzz up. I'm like, that seems so odd. I can't take a chance. I don't know what happened. So no, we don't help them. We out of here.
Right.
We out of here. So we
let
left.
your movements be, so that people want to be
that
help
too.
To you.
Right.
Yeah,
So
don't be out here.
And if
of way.
I was taken to Fulton Industrial and fighting with them, my clothes ripped and shit, I know I'm not going to get no help.
Right.
So, and most men not going to get it anyway.
Right.
Just be prepared for that. So I wouldn't even be, help me.
Yeah.
And the next person can come by and do something to you too. So you got to be really careful. But she was out naked. She's yelling for help. A dude gone, but another mother say, oh shit.
Yeah, you're in a bad place to be.
You're in a bad position. You better get somewhere, call somebody that you know to help you. And if you don't have a phone, goddamn, you're in a really bad spot. Because a person could come to my house, butt naked, I need help. Can I use your phone? Context. Hell no. My children, my wife in there, I can't open the door to you and do that. I opened the door to a woman one time on the block because she looked like an elder sister. Well, she was an elder sister. Said, I need your help. So I cracked the door. What's wrong, man? Sister says, $10, I suck your dick. I said, you better get your ass out of here. My wife did. She said, well, $30, I can take care of both of y'all.
Oh, okay. Oh, shit.
I said, okay, government agent, get your ass out of here. Like that. I don't know if she's a government agent or not. But I'm like, why would a prostitute? First of all, why'd you just come to my house?
Knocking on doors.
I'm not known much just be out here with the prostitutes.
Right.
But then you talking about you want to really get in this house bad. You talking about $10, first of all, is cheap for a blowjob. She wasn't a crackhead. She didn't like a crackhead. Then you say, how you know? Because I know I have friends who dealt with. I have friends who dealt with. I keep up with the current rates just in case time get hard for me. So then, and then she said $30 for you and your wife.
Like, come on now.
Right.
And then that's kind of disproportionate because why would it be $20 more? I'm sorry. About
well, I guess because for her to, maybe she was straight for her to just deal with.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get into.
Yeah, because $20 popping. You pop, you ball, and you got $30. So be careful of context. She wasn't getting in my house, and when she said that, now my hand creeping. She can't see my hand, but it's creeping now.
That's too cheap. That's too cheap.
Right, too cheap. If you said 200, you might have got in here, but
I have picked people up, especially like elders. You know what I'm saying? If it's cold outside and I see like an elder woman walking, I'll pick someone up.
Shivering warms your body up.
It has not been any time recently. But I've picked someone up before. I've stopped to help someone that needed gas. I was a lot more cautious. That was more recent. I was a lot more cautious than I would have been probably before being trained. But
especially a sister doing that.
Yeah,
I picked up a sister once. Me and a brother. It was raining, pouring down. So she got in the car. I took that at the time. I said, you're lucky that we're not rapists or murderers, serial killers. And she said, well, that's good. Y'all not that, are you? I said, yeah. Kept this. I said, now what you gonna do? I said, we're not that, sister. So we driving into her house. She told us she's at. I said, but all jokes aside, we are. So she going from right now. We know where you live. I said, sister, the lesson to take away is don't never do this shit no more. I know you wet and it's uncomfortable, but that's just what you got to deal with. You got caught out here in Stone Mountain. Ain't no goddamn bus running at this time of night. It's you either stay where you at or catch a cab. With no Uber back then. But don't never do this again.
Yeah,
thank you. She got out. She probably was thinking, but were they serial killers though?
During COVID,
and we were serial killers. She never would have got home.
During COVID, when people was pulling up in their cars for COVID testing, just cutting food one time, I got out. I parked my car. I didn't realize people was driving up to the COVID test, so I parked. And then when I was walking up to COVID test and seeing people was driving up, I saw this black woman pulling up, and so I just act like I was with the COVID people. I said, I did like this. She started. I said, "Let me see your license." She handed it to us. I said, "Don't you ever give nobody like you? I don't got no vest on that. You don't know who I am. Ain't no credentials. What are you doing?" So just pay attention to what y'all doing. Yes. We're gonna get into it now, and the reason again this is so important because we're talking about the top 5 self-defense techniques that every woman and teen girl must know. And a woman actually asked this question a day ago, 2 days ago, brothers. How can women learn to protect themselves and physically fight off a male attacker? These are the answers that she was given. We're just going to say yes or no. Maybe you could just look at the faces and know the answer to them. I'm reading them all down. First, very good answer. Take self-defense class. It's kind of broad though. So, what kind do you think is most effective? Gun fu is the most effective, especially the art of 9mm.
Even if you use a gun, 9mm is not the most effective pistol. But go ahead.
So here comes a brother that went deep into the answer. Listen to this copy paste answer here. I'm going to read it all the way out too. There are 4 ranges of hand-to-hand fighting.
This is cracking me up right here.
Kicking range, punching range, knee and elbow and headbutt range, and grappling or wrestling range.
And that's absolutely wrong. And the idea of ranges in combat is bullshit.
Okay. You must be able to defend yourself in all those ranges. Now, that's true if there were ranges. The grappler and jiu-jitsu folks say 90% of fights go to the ground. They do if you let them.
I told you about the fool talking about you get past all this I deserve to be on the ground. Obviously, he deserved it because he's on the ground. Any system
that does not train you in situational awareness and how to remain calm and confidence and quick thinking under intense pressure is cheating the student. Now, that's true.
That's true, yeah.
But he ain't named one yet. Before you're able to fight, you will need overall strength, conditioning, aerobic endurance, speed, flexibility, and conditioning. Wow. You need to be
shit. I'm in trouble. I lost all that shit years ago.
There are various yoga-based daily exercises for that, using your own body weight to strengthen your body. Good for your general health too. Running or bike riding, and I can't do no more.
Don't read that, Mark. Don't read that, Mark. All right. So anyway,
let me go to the
read like 2 more because I think I'm about to throw up.
I'm going to go short.
From this. Not from nothing else.
No, this is just it. This
not from eating bad, y'all. So make sure you
okay. So drop the feminism and stop breaking up with their husbands and boyfriends. This is what I'm talking about. Listen to their fathers, brother, and male cousins. So
listen to their fathers, brothers, and male cousins. They don't mind the male cousin is a crackhead.
Now check this out.
Excuse me, I'm sorry, crack addict.
But how?
It don't matter and never fought in his life.
So she's asking the question. But how can the above teach them how to physically fight?
Right.
They shouldn't be fighting men. Men should be fighting for them.
Right. They shouldn't be fighting. They shouldn't be fighting men.
Oh, they shouldn't be fighting. They shouldn't be fighting. Men should be fighting for them.
They shouldn't be fighting. So you shouldn't defend yourself.
So don't even worry about training.
So Ominique, if you walk out here and Sally from down the street just slap taste out your mouth, you shouldn't be. But you better run back in here.
But why did that happen though? But why did you get into a fight?
Because she wasn't with a man.
More than likely, they're getting attacked because they didn't listen to or take the show to provide it from some men in their life. You're not making sense. more
You're not
than
making sense,
likely
even the right
they're
stuff
getting
is right.
attacked
You
because
gotta
they
type it.
didn't listen to the men in their life.
Right. They didn't listen to him. That's a mug who his woman didn't listen to him because he was stupid, and he's mad about it, and so he takes any opportunity.
Let me tell you what. Listen to this now. This is what she replies
These
back.
some dudes mad at women because they were simps.
We're in a dangerous world where wives get violated, even in front of men, and many men are not precautious.
Yeah, this Mark.
Many men are not precautious.
This is sister saying this.
And because they weren't trained by men, they saw this. They don't do this. The man says lies. Ain't no third world country women are not getting violated in front of their men. And you don't need to be trained by another man to know to protect your woman. It's instinctual.
Right. You don't need to be trained. It's instinctual.
So he don't need to be trained because he instinctively know what to do when somebody attacks his woman.
And that specifically is the dude, hope you're watching, that I was thinking of when I say come to the school, because I'm old. So you make it easy for me to beat your ass because it's going to be instinctual for you. You know what's going to be instinctual for? For you to holler. The hollering that you're gonna do is gonna be instinctual.
You a clown, bro.
You're gonna holler like you're gonna holler like
you a clown.
He's gonna holler like a rabbit with a broke foot. That's gonna be his instinct.
You a clown.
I've never heard a rabbit with a broke foot, but his instinct gonna kick in. It's gonna be a weird goddamn.
It's a very soft.
Right. It's like ASMR. It's probably gonna be calming to me.
Bro, you a sucker. Get a pistol
Yes.
was the next answer. We know we're gonna go right past.
But that dude is a sucker.
You a sucker.
Let me see what his name is. Yeah, I forget it. Yeah, I remember. And then he gonna take that name.
Right.
Dude, number one, you take the name of one of the greatest Cuban heroes. There's your cue. Clue. One of the greatest Cuban heroes.
You a clown. You a clown. You a sucker.
You are a sucker.
Egotistical.
And the real person wouldn't talk like that.
No, you're a narcissist, bro. You're a fool.
The person he based himself on.
You're a fool. You the reason why women talk crazy. Because they ask you for stuff, go out here and then they tell their girlfriend, did you know what this fool told me?
Or they'll say, martial art don't work. Because he said rely on my instinct. And I did my instincts. And I got whooped. I don't know what happened.
Well, he's telling other men, don't train. You know how to protect your woman.
Right.
Instinctually, you gonna know what to do when somebody jump on her. You gonna know, bro. Boy.
Now I'm gonna tell you, one of the students going down the stairs and saying, if first of all, if you're with your man, ain't nothing gonna happen to you. That's according to him too. One of the students going down the stairs in the MARTA station with his wife, and a dude walking up, he smacks his wife on the ass. So you're saying she's safe because you that right there? Get your ass out of here. Get your ass out of here. Okay. And your wife would have got her ass smacked on the ass too, and you wouldn't have done jack, or you may have. All right. And it was 3 dudes. So it was intimidating to her. It wasn't intimidating to this brother. This brother is always bad about it.
But y'all know who he is. Let me read off these.
Little fella.
Let me read off 10. We ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna just read off these 10. I'm gonna read off 10, and then we're gonna go into the exercise.
Oh hell no, not 10.
Come on, Bob. It's real quick.
It's 118. Hell
okay,
no.
Let me read off 5. Okay. All right, 5. Here go. Martial arts. My faves are BJJ and Muay Thai. I know women that will beat the average man. The next one. You can't fight off a man. Get a gun. The next one. Love and value as many people as possible in your living. Don't live alone. People are preyed on because we are urged to be individuals, and that's detrimental. That's kind of true, but none of it is right.
That's not a natural word.
Roll deep, emotionally, socially. That's the word. Get a husband. Stop.
Now we'll go back and say roll deep.
Roll deep.
That's the best one of these clowns.
Emotionally and socially. Okay, I don't know how to emotionally.
I don't know how to roll deep.
Emotionally, I can't.
Let me think about that.
Please hit me in my DM. I need to know how to roll deep emotionally.
God damn it, you ain't gonna do nothing. You ain't gonna win this argument with. I'm rolling with Belay. I'm rolling with Omeniki. I'm rolling with the whole army. That don't sound right.
Always go for the nuts.
Yeah, I got support.
Always go for the nuts. That'll drop any man.
That always just replaces just.
Get you something with at least 15 rounds and make sure it's easily accessible.
First of all, tell me what gun, what firearm just comes. I say, yeah, gun, because shit that includes goddamn slingshot. What round? What pistol rifle shotgun comes with at least just a 15 round magazine.
Firearm that you can comfortably carry around.
Hey, dude,
self-defense.
Respect the men in their community. Start with their husbands and boyfriends. If they don't have a significant other, then surround yourself with upstanding, respectful men in the community. Betty Shabazz and Coretta Scott King didn't have to worry about protection. No, because they had hired protection. You're a goofball. Right. You're a goofy. I hope you watching. You a goof. You a goof. Jiu-jitsu for self-defense.
So what he's saying?
Whoa, Bob.
No, wait. He's saying he want a woman to be like Betty Shabazz and Coretta Scott King. He want a woman.
Learn. I would say your name if Bobby wasn't on this show and told me not to. Learn chess. Learn chess. That's the first thing you said. Then I will slap you.
And then learn the
with
box.
A chess piece. Then learn the box. Then if you want to take advanced level jujitsu and then practice meditation.
First of all, you skip the basic jujitsu.
I want to slap you, bro. I want to smack you.
5-6 years.
No. You take advanced level jujitsu. So if you learn the chess,
you can skip
the basic ass jujitsu. Just go to advanced because you got chess. You walk in there, you say, I do chess. And oh shit. You miss the intermediate, you miss the basic. You go
this the last one because this the illest.
Said boxing, so maybe that.
And that applies to
these are real people, y'all. And this is the illest one right here. This is the realest one. Train, because if you're not training like you should, someone somewhere is, and when you meet them, they will win.
Yes, that's from Todd Hinton. I gave his name because he made sense.
Todd Hinton, you made sense.
You made sense, Todd.
I don't know what they should train. You need to tell them what to train, but you made sense.
But even this cat with the chess, maybe talking about chess boxing. But then he says chess forces the mind to use both sides of his brain. So you're an expert. Boxing.
Oh, let's see. Here you go.
Boxing trains the body to react to counter measures physically. Jiu-jitsu teaches disarming physical body parts. How do you disarm a physical body part? He gonna take the motherfucking shoulder off. This is insane.
And even weapons. Jiu-jitsu teaches how to disarm weapons? No, sir.
First of all, well, he obviously not talking about Brazilian jiu-jitsu because it doesn't deal with tools at all.
No, not at all.
But no, I ain't never seen no martial. We can't even do that. Just snatch it. I'm gonna snatch your whole goddamn. I'm gonna disarm you literally. Take your shit off.
Y'all don't know how to do that.
No, I haven't learned. Maybe my father knew.
If you can't find those arts, get a pit bull.
Oh, okay. See, it went to comedy. I didn't even read that part. I stopped, so I didn't read all the way down there.
I don't.
I just want to mention.
I'm going to do that though.
Before we get into the technique, there are other videos and shows that we've done on self-defense. There's one in particular that Baba did as though we're in a car. So we may not address, because we talked about the sister that I told the story about. We may not necessarily address the car thing today because we have some that we're already going to work. Right. But look back in the shows and see the other. And
I've done a couple of things on cars. Right? Yeah. And when the weather gets nice, we probably go out, and because every time I plan to do it, it's raining. Or we'll go out and actually go on the street and do car. And what we're going to start doing for this year, you see all this shit, right? And it could be a funny skit, or it could be something enlightening, or both. We're going to start going out and asking specific, not can people protect themselves. Everybody going to say that. Mm-hmm. But against specific situations.
What do you do?
What do you do? And then we'll ask them, are you willing to try that? And then we'll film that. Are you willing to try that and be filmed? And we'll start showing that on, because we're learning how to add clips and shit, right? Mm-hmm. We'll start showing that and adding the clips of that stuff for our edification, our enlightenment, or a good laugh.
One of the first things you're going to see is that most of the people that's speaking on stuff, they ain't gonna want to do it.
They ain't want to be filmed. No.
They want to do what they so proudly talked about.
All right, so we're gonna get into it. Most of this we've already dealt with, but they speak on self-protection versus self-defense. That's important to know. Or you want me to deal with it or whatever?
Take over when I start fucking it up. No. So. Self-protection versus self-defense. Well, first we're looking at the word self-defense. I'm defending. I'm on the defense. And that's not how you want to even have the mindset. Well, that's why we most of the time you hear us talk about self-protection. Self-protection, I'm not thinking defensively. I'm not going to be a victim in the situation, and I'll let you go from there, Bob.
All right. So yeah, when you think in terms of self-defense, everybody uses that. So we use it so people will know what we're talking about, right? Don't think it's something else. If we want to use we really use self-protection in our class and when I'm in interviews, because you don't want to think as a defender. I don't want to say defender is a victim, but you're heading that way.
Right. Slippery slope.
To defend is to wait for the attack to come. We don't want to have that mind. So a person tells me, first you got to recognize the attack. Person says, man, you know, I'm going to kick you in your motherfucking mouth. He said he's going to kick me in the mouth. I can't wait for that. Well, he catches it. Because I'm not going to wait for him to lift his leg up.
And then defend
kick
himself.
Me in and then as soon as he kicks, I'm going to hit it with a Zgatuki. Like, come on, man. That's ridiculous. Reaction is slower than action. There was some dude did a science thing. Reaction is faster than action. It's proven that so-and-so shut up. You're wrong. I've proven that many times. I do this thing where I say, oh, come on, I'm gonna have my hand down here, down at my side. You have your hand 2 inches from your temple. Let somebody call go. I'm gonna hit you in your temple before you can block. There's no way. Boom! I hit them every time. Why? Because I'm acting. They're reacting. I'm way faster.
And he's done that to me a few times.
So wait for a person to kick, because as you're trying to block, their kick could be so fast. Now you ate a kick in the mouth, and now you're embarrassed, and you want them to do it again because you want to prove your technique.
Possibly incapacitated.
Right? Missing teeth. Now you say, "Well, do it again," because your ego. Now he kicks you, and you use some more teeth. Get knocked out again. So don't do that. Don't. When a person say, "I'm going to do this to you,"
that's when your self-protection kicks
in.
If
they say, keep on doing so and so, like one of them, they say, keep on letting me see you out here without a man, and I'm gonna hurt you.
Well, at least you got a choice.
Right. They gave you choices, they gave you conditions. Let me catch you out here again without a man. You don't let them catch you out here again. Next time you go outside, you see that motherfucker, you go and walk up to him and stick him. Because he already told you what he's gonna do. Or you don't never let him see you again. You make sure you making moves where you don't encounter him again.
Avoidance.
So when the person say, keep on talking, I'm slap the taste out your mouth. You have the power there. They've given you power now. You can either keep talking and he try to slap the taste out your mouth. You can slap the taste out his mouth before he moves, or you stop talking. He doesn't slap the taste out your mouth because he wanted you to stop talking, not slap the taste out your mouth. Person want to rob you. Give up your wallet or I'm gonna shoot you. Here you go.
Exactly.
They take that shit away from him. So now I'm in control. He took my wallet. No, I gave him my wallet. He said, give me my wallet, I'm gonna shoot you. So he gave me the choice. Here, I gave him my wallet. He didn't take it. You are in control when they give you conditions, but they give you no conditions. Now I'm about to beat your ass. There's no condition in that.
Right.
You better move. Or either haul ass or kick that motherfucker in the throat. Stab him, shoot him, kick him in his face with that karate kick, or whatever you're gonna do. So that is the difference between self-defense and self-protection. But self-protection tells you I'm protecting myself and my family. It's the big S, self, and my community. I wrote a book, Ogunye. That's the African Warrior's Guide to Protecting Self, Family, and Community. Right? Not just yourself. I got all this training. I don't teach other folks and I don't train other folks. At one point I said, I'm just going to teach my family because people were so treacherous and disappointing to me and doing shit like those folks. I said, I'm just going to teach my family. That's it. And it was a Black Panther. People say former Black Panther. I guess you're that forever, in my opinion. He's very young. He was with the Black Panther in Chicago. Okay, with Fred Hampton, Stan McKinney. Stan may be watching. We had a martial arts school together. He teaches Goju-Ryu and Kempo. He asked me to come in and do a demonstration for his students. I said, well, that's different. We've been working together for years, right? Okay, cool. And I go to the school. And when I get there, he has pictures up of Muhammad Ali and Arthur Ashe. So afterwards, I said, why you have pictures of... This was all working on my mind, y'all. He's very intelligent. He's much older than me, and it shows the difference in the way a person who's mature thinks.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at Arthur Ashe and Muhammad Ali. I said, Muhammad Ali, love him, but why is he up here in the martial arts school in his part? Right? I had my part that I taught in, he had this same building. He said, because the children need, that's why I asked you to come here, because the children need African warriors that they can look up to. And this is the closest we got. Actually, we didn't have, no, we knew it. I didn't have a school at that time. He did. I didn't have a school. I was just teaching my children. And I said, what? He said, they need African warriors as idols.
People who have triumphed was
I
the closest
said,
he could come.
right.
Damn.
I said, God damn it. I'm going to teach again. That's what brought me back to teaching again. I had stopped for many years.
Wow.
And that's what brought me back to teaching. When he did that, I'm sitting there teary-eyed looking at this shit like, okay, Muhammad Ali, you can say, okay, he's a warrior. But damn, Arthur Ashe, on the court, he's straight waging war on the court. But for them to look up as far as self-defense, warriors, I said, well, I'm back teaching. And that's what brought me back to teaching. And then he said, well, we got this place. I'm looking at the place. It was huge. It was beautiful. And that's what we began to teach at together at that place. And so shout out to Stan McKinney for bringing that out of me.
Appreciate
a couple
you, Stan.
decades
Appreciate
ago,
you
man.
for having Bob.
Because, we had met at a school that I was teaching at, that he had just joined the school, that the person would have me teaching. He had me really there to teach him and his son. And Stan had joined that school because he's looking for people to spar with up north. He was already well trained and established, but he didn't have a school at that time. And he was looking for people to spar with, so we both got together and we got cool. And there came a point in time where he had to take that school from the person who had it, and he hit me up like, "Let's do the school together." So we did. And like I said, I was just like, I'm gonna take retirement from teaching because people just too treacherous or simpy, man. But he brought me back, so thank you, Stan. Now, so talked about the difference between self-defense and self-protection,
and also, women really need to learn these techniques. I mean, if you were here for the story that I told, that's one really important reason why, because like, we talked about the basic important part of that story was the fact that she waited for him to take her wherever he had planned to take her before she started to fight. If you are trained in basic self-defense by a competent teacher, then you're going to know that you don't do that. You don't wait for someone to set you up in whatever type of situation they want, right? If you're really planning on protecting yourself,
you never go to the second site
location, right? That's the odds for you go way down if you do that. And when she's telling me this story, in my mind, I'm thinking all the things that she has immediately on her side while she's in that car, and she wasn't thinking of that at all. Training is going to help you feel you won't be comfortable in a situation like that. You'll be in danger, and it's not something that you deal with every day. But after you sort of maybe calm down a bit, you'll start to think of ways to help yourself. Women can be vulnerable out here. I mean, we're smaller than men for the most part. I think about this when I'm walking from work sometimes. I work downtown and I'm little, in comparison to most people. And I know I look tired sometimes, but I try
on this show.
I try to, kind of break through that and, think of ways to make myself look a little stronger and less vulnerable.
Be self-aware.
Right. You have to be aware of that. That's something else that you're going to learn in a self-protection class, a competent self-protection class. But there's many reasons why women need to be learning these techniques. We are, attacked in our homes at times. We need to know these type of techniques to help us think through.
Organ trafficking is up.
Right. Organ trafficking, and of
child
course,
trafficking.
We're in Atlanta.
Everything is sky high.
This is the worldwide hub for sex trafficking, or at least it was the last time I heard.
And let me say this too, as far as for a self-defense class, you have a short period of time, so you have to have somebody who really knows what they're doing, because they teach you 20 techniques they really not teaching, so they're showing off. Because you're going to lead it, you're not doing none of that shit. Now, should a self-defense school, I get asked this a lot, for women, should it just be taught by women? I say absolutely not.
No.
Because most of the time you're attacked, men and women, it's going to be by men.
Right.
That's just the reality of it. Can a woman attack you? Sure. But most of the time it's going to be men. You best be prepared for that heightened level of aggressiveness and strength.
Right.
Because most men, they weigh more than you, even if you weigh the same. I've seen big women, but they're not as strong as a man in that comparative, in that same size.
Right.
And if you're as big as a man, I mean, I know it's not, whatever, that's not where we are right now as far as correctness, but you're out of shape. So you're going to be even more vulnerable if you're the size of a man for the most part.
It depends, like Venus and Serena.
Yeah,
right. I'm talking about
the
average woman out here who weighs the same as a man weighs.
Venus and Serena next to a little fella that's in our class, a little fella right out there. They way bigger than them.
Next to me. Shit, they look big.
But at least you got height.
Right. But no, but she's exactly right.
Right. So now, we're about to get into their basic rules you got to know before we start. Really, 2 basic rules, and then we'll get right into it.
So I learned this in Jeet Kune Do, but not. I'm just I love messing with them. No, we want to focus your
and that Jeet Kune Do thing. That's where they got that range bullshit from. Go ahead.
See, I knew he was gonna catch. Focus on your attacker's vulnerable places. That's going to be, as we say at Jeet Kune Do, the center line. No, I'm just kidding. No. But the eyes, the nose, throat, groin, aim all of the techniques we're talking about, below.
And just so you know, the eyes are not on the center line. So when they say that's bullshit. If your eyes on the center line, your shit tangled. Your shit tangled. You can't have them tangled eyes like that. You are vulnerable.
But the techniques below,
you're a cyclops.
Aim those techniques at those areas for maximum impact. Even if you do more than one at one time, but those are the areas that you want to try to strike for.
And also, don't aim for the chest, as that tends to be ineffective.
Right. Especially, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
if you're shooting, aim for the chest.
Yeah,
and don't aim for the chest or the booty. I've seen mugs in martial arts, they throw the person, and then they step on their booty. Yeah, like the finishing. I told you I hate the finishing techniques in mugs when they do that. They step on the booty or they tap the chest like this. You're not doing anything with that, y'all. Just so you know.
Leave the class if you see that happen.
I ain't gonna say leave that person class down.
Get the hell out of that class. They start walking in, they start doing it to your back. When you're on the ground,
I've seen it too much. I've seen black girls do that.
Wow.
Get out of there. Go ahead.
That's cold.
Use all of your force and aggression during execution. Make it known that you are powerful. Use your voice too. Be loud to intimidate the attacker and create attention in case someone is nearby.
Now we're gonna get into a quick thing on that, boys. We did the class with girls, a free workshop with girls, doing the height of them, abductions and all that. And we're telling them things to say, to yell if somebody's trying to abduct them. And they were saying, yeah, like I said, hey, yo, this is your time. And I had to teach on using your voice,
Right.
Yeah.
because they've been taught all their life to knees together, be ladylike, don't use your voice. And then nobody knows you're there. Okay. So I was like, use your voice. And I talked to the parents. They have to know it's okay for them to use their voices. Not here alone, in the world.
You will.
Because we shut women up. And so much so that we get sensitive here. Right? Where like, shit, did we cut Ominiki off? Did she say enough? You know what I mean? And we ain't got the mic hooked up. So I don't know if we said enough.
No, we good. We still.
Hopefully y'all can still hear us. I'm sure you can.
I think they would have said something.
Yeah, they would have. But now I'm just paranoid. Let me see. I'm making sure that it's all the way up.
One thing I wanted to say too, real quick, is that you don't want a class where there's only women teaching women, and the reason is because, like he said, women get attacked by men a large percentage of the time, and you need to know your technique is going to work on a man.
Right.
That's the number one reason. That's why in class you won't see us having like
And they want to train with a man, yes.
Right. We won't put two women together because you want to know your technique is working on a man. That's why all of us, and you see us in class, the instructors, the field instructors, we all want to work our technique. If Bob ain't working, we want to work it on Akin Bobola. Why? Because he's the highest. He big. He going. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So we want to know if our stuff really work, and that's what you want to know. You really want to know if it works.
And also for me, I don't want women in a class of all women. I don't want men in a class of all men either.
No.
You have to have that balance.
Yeah, bro.
And it also teaches you control, because a lot of men turn to little girls around women. I mean, not little girls. Excuse me, damn, that's insulting. Well, some turn to little girls too, right. But no, some turn to little boys. Without somebody that's showing off shit.
Listen.
But if you're around women and you're training, you don't have to do that to be who you are. But you got to work though.
In my 30s, I've been at a dude's house. Me and my homeboy, he got two little brothers, 5 years younger. Girls come over and they come out of the rooms with their shirts off.
Well, shit, my son.
What the fuck?
So
what are y'all doing?
There's a student. She's laughing because everybody knows. Boomy is a assistant instructor, right? She comes to the house. She came over to the house, and Boomy is 28 or whatever. Ade's 20. She's 8 years older than Ade. And
Perfect.
She's been doing this for years. She would come in, Ade would just, dressed up, sweater, jeans. He just happened to come downstairs, no shirt. Coming down, pushing it out. He's skinny as shit. Be pushing it out. I said, son, what are you doing? Go put your shirt on. And then one time he posted a picture on Instagram, no shirt, right? And y'all gonna say, let me tell this boy. I said, no. The sisters got him. And so the sister was like, all the brothers answered. One sister, Pabu Yi, she said, she's the wife. So she said, put your shirt on, sir. Posted on the thing, right? Boomy, Ade, put your shirt on. I'm not over there. I mean, everybody was just getting all the brothers. What you doing, boy? Get your shirt. Everybody tore him up. I said, see, dude, we ain't have to say nothing. That picture disappeared.
They're talking to a young man about dressing properly.
Right.
Don't
be out here with your. And we would do it to a girl. Now, see, the girl, the men would be more gentle. But I was saying, if Jamie did that, she don't dress like that. But I'd be like, wait, the sisters got her, and the sisters would get her. Usually, a brother wouldn't say nothing to her, but you could like, what are you doing? What are you doing? They probably would call me. Like, what is Jamie doing? What you mean? Oh shit, the sisters will handle that, and I wouldn't be worried about. But yeah, they handled it, and that's what we need. Another takeaway: we need community.
Takes a village.
Be part of a community, y'all.
Which someone
So we're about to get into it.
Emotional.
Oh yeah, they said, well, what was it?
Emotionally and physically.
There you go.
Yeah.
Just so y'all know, if my daughter was not working, she was going to be on the show today. She didn't know she was going to be on it, but I was going to so have her in here doing technique.
Now, just so you all know, I was going to talk about something else, but Billy pulled this out and pointed to me, showed me you do not don't say nothing else. And so I cut it down.
I've been looking for that and realized it's been in the drawer the whole time. I thought you stole it from me. And
wow, I didn't say that. And I thought Bobby, I figured he stole. I figured everything falls down. I see that. I take it
I let him keep it when everything in the apocalypse come out. He's pop back up.
All right, so the top 5 techniques that you must know. Okay, that's interesting. The same 25 we gained. Well, it was 24. We gained 1 per. Oh, they left.
Stop talking.
I know. All right, so we're about to get into it real quick. I don't want nobody else to leave. I remember one time watching Kim Brown's show, Burn It Down with Kim Brown. Y'all should all check that out. And that's not Black Power Media, but she's on Black Power Media with the Remix Morning Show, right? Check out all those shows. But on Burn It Down with Kim Brown, she was like, it's 200 people here. And only how many, 150 have hit that like button, and for you all, mash that like button too.
Please, sir. Please.
But we got 23. I'm getting to it, y'all. And that's on Facebook, I think. So I think cool. But anyway, so when she said that, somebody left. She said, "Oh, they leaving, right?" And she said, "Nobody else better not leave." So I left, and then I hit the like. They said, "Oh no, we lost enough." Then I liked it again, back again. So that was so funny. So anyway, I hope that's what that person doing. Anyway, elbow. No, first we're gonna do hammer fist. So a hammer fist called a hammer strike because it doesn't have to be a fist. It could be here. It's done with your wrist. Okay, wrist on either side, but this here, that's we call that a ridge hand. That's a little different. You gotta be closer. But this is the hammer. You can also hit with this meaty part for a hammer. I prefer the bone, but if your bones are what we call
weak
bone, you may not want to do that because you may want to crack your wrist. But you can hammer with this fist. And why you just move this like you got a hammer in your hand. Okay.
If you got osteoporosis, also.
No. That makes you weak bone. I'm not judging osteoporosis, but you are weak bone. Now, to do the hammer, I'm going to show it, and then Omanique is going to go through with it. The hammer can be used in different ways. So it can be used palm up. It can be used palm down. Okay. It can be used forward that way. It can be used from behind to hit the groin or the liver, depending on the height differential, what have you. Okay. One thing you can do, you can stand here like this. I'm talking stuff. Boom! And I come forward, slam that into his nose, or slam it into his collarbone. You really want to, like they said, avoid the harder areas, hit the softer areas, but the collarbone is beautiful because you do the collarbone, that affects the movement of the shoulder, which affects the movement of the arm. But don't aim for it, and don't hit the chest. We already talked about that. That's just going to annoy him, piss him off, or her off, or that, right? So you can go for the nose, boom. Or you can go outside, boom, to the side of the neck, to the jaw.
I got a question. If it's a woman, is a blow to the breast devastating?
Well, like Baba has taught us, if you hit a woman in the chest a certain way, you can actually knock her out. Yeah, it can be very painful. But like in this area, I would say, which is probably around the same place you'd be hitting a man, it's not.
Right, that's the chest. Yeah. The breast is different.
Oh, okay. Good point.
So but even the breast with a hammer fist, no. No, I'm not going to show how to knock.
Yeah, we ain't gonna worry
No,
about
I ain't gonna do that because I was about to show you, but I'm not gonna
I
do
already got
it
it.
because you already got cats talking about women shouldn't be by themselves, and this is why. So no, so and I don't want to hit this. This Dr. Say that's a nice shirt right there. Damn. Okay.
Shout out to Don.
Yes, out to Don and
Representing.
to Dr. Saban.
There you go.
Okay. So now, who without Dr. Saban, this shirt couldn't exist.
Good
Absolutely.
point.
Now, so you're gonna do the hammer fist. Boom. If he puts a beautiful thing about a hammer fist, he punches. I can also hammer fist his arm. He
You
punches with that one. I can hammer fist. So that was palm up, palm down. Palm up, excuse me, palm down. Got me? So you can do it to the face, you can do it to the ribs, you can do it to the arms. Okay. That is the hammer fist. Remember, you want to do it with aggression, all your power. All your power doesn't mean you just wow it out. That's not power. It's your hips that determine power. So if I'm going to throw here, I turn towards where I'm throwing, like throwing a ball, right? Palm up, palm down. If I'm going forward, I step forward, so my hips are moving forward, right? Step into it, slam that into his nose. Now, if you're training with somebody, don't slam that into your partner's nose. You can slam that into Cody, though,
Yep.
right? I can, boom, hit Cody in the nose, right? And it helps with your accuracy,
Or if you got pads, which don't cost that much,
right?
you get some pads and let them hammer the pads.
So you say, okay, with the pads here, in fact, bring it more here so they can work on going down.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you step to it here. If I'm hitting to either side, bring it to the side of your face, like cross your arms, cross your head.
Oh, I hate when you do this.
So I'm not going to do it hard. I'll just using I use my left. So that's palm down. You okay? I'm sorry.
You ain't see me do this before, T. I ain't letting them do another one of those like that.
Sorry about that.
That is, he's heavy-handed.
And I ain't use my hip.
No, he's not.
I knew not to use my hip on that.
And not try to cheat and bring this out and crunch down and everything.
Bring it here. Look, so
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
there.
Ooh, still almost.
That's my left.
I still almost about down.
And then palm. So that's palm down. I just go palm up with my right. Okay. So it's your hip.
It's a heavy
That's
strike.
right. Yeah.
Heavy strike.
Okay. It's the hips that do it. Now you say which is harder? It's the palm down that's harder. Bring it to your ear, like we did the fall last week. Bring it to your ear, turn your hip, hit.
Yeah.
Okay. Or you can just, I don't want no problem. Just real quick. I don't want no problem. Hit. Okay.
Yeah.
Turn your hip, boom, into that. Turn your hip into that. Okay. That would be boom, the jaw. That would be the neck. So
The
over
jaw,
there, we're gonna
boy.
go in.
Let me tell you, if you don't know what that right there, whew, that's a lot of.
I have only you can do the techniques once we get past the striking part. These are techniques as well. So that's the number one technique you want to learn. Okay. And by number one, that is most important for you to get that down. So that'll get you out a lot of stuff from all positions.
And you can have a load and still do that hammer fist the same
And
way.
what he's talking about with a load, you can have a roll of pennies. You could have this.
Same thing.
Boom. Now that'll just tear this bag up.
Yeah,
So I
you
wouldn't do
can
that.
you can be able to train that with this.
It's like hit them, boom, right? But you train the strike. Now you have this in your hand. You just do the strike.
There you go.
You just do the strike. Okay. So it's not instinctive. It's my training, and then I have added a tool to that training.
Right.
There's no such thing as instinctive training until you have trained. That's how you become instinctive. And to be instinctive, you have to train at least 100,000 times on that technique you want to be instinctive in. Not in all techniques. Okay. Now, to master things 10,000 times, to be instinctive 100,000 times.
Peace to Nwandi, aka Obi. Thank you for
Yeah,
the
Nwadi,
donation.
aka Obi. Yeah, thank you. Nwadi, yes. Aka Obi, $10. Thank you. Glad I
Appreciate
could
that.
finally catch a live show. Oh wow, yeah, that's true. This is the first time I think.
Glad to have
Okay,
you.
elbow strikes. There are different types of elbow strikes. There are actually 5 ways of commonly using the elbow.
Can I just say this too, real quick? When you don't know how to do elbows, what end up happening is when you get into a fight and somebody rush you and you start punching them like this. That's what I see. I see people doing this, getting rushed, and that's not doing anything.
They ain't doing enough.
Just so you know. And that's what most people do when somebody rushes. They start punching like this.
So
It's so funny.
rushing. What is rushing? He's at that distance. He's rushing me. He's coming in, right? First thing that goes, your elbow should come up because you don't have room to punch. Even to throw a good hook, he's probably too close. He can close that distance quick. But elbows is what you can work, right? So the 2 elbows that you want to be concerned with, because it's actually 6, but the elbows you want to be concerned with is the hacking elbow, which means I'm coming to the side. Now, what should you do with your hand? You can hold your hand down like this. Some folks do that, especially Chinese arts, they do that. But boy, that there, and I've done this. Person did that to me. I rolled that and I pushed that wrist into their shoulder on the other side. And that's a dislocation on the wrist. And we were sparring, but a friend of mine who does Wing Chun would have me come in and spar students if they disrespect him. And that was one of the things, like, don't be nice. That means put it on. And that was one of the things, right? Because you come with an elbow like that and your hand's there. It's just a matter of boom, here. And then I can just push that. So I move on that, right? And that's there. Okay. So that.
Be careful with that.
Yes. So what you should do, I don't like the fist. The fist slows your elbow down. Just have it like half open fist. Or I do this, but I don't want you to do that unless you're trained. Because you'll mess up and your mind tell you to do that. I do that. Boom. That's the way I was taught, right?
It makes it stronger.
Boom.
I discovered that last night.
But you can, you can make a half fist and just throw. But if you want to do it that way, practice that way, your palm is towards your opponent, thumb towards the earth. You strike. Boom. Right. Both arms are used in an elbow. It's not a single arm. This arm is down unless you just got a single arm. Well, this arm's injured or something, right? So if this arm can work at all, bring it at least up to your chin. Okay? Bring it at least up to your chin, to your temple, jawline. You got to have it up here to protect your face in case you miss or they strike on this side, okay? So have it up. You can have it open, whatever you want, however you want to do that, all right? So that's the hacking elbow. The hacking elbow, once again, all techniques are driven by your hip. So say his head was right there. His head's not my target. It's past his head. I want to go like 2 feet past his head. Okay, so I'm hitting. I don't want no problems. Bang, right? Hit, bang. If you miss, just keep on working. Oops, just keep working to get your accuracy down. Okay, that's the hacking elbow. Hacking, then work the other side. Hacking elbow, bang. Okay, bang. It's working. Bang. Okay, hacking elbow. The hacking elbow is good to go to the jaw. It's good to go to the ribs. So based on what your height is, don't have it going down like that. If I wanted to hit his ribs, I would go low. I would lower my legs, or if you're shorter, you can go to the ribs. If you're on your knees, you can go to the inner thigh or the outer thigh. The backs of the knee. If I'm behind him, they can go to the back of his neck, hacking elbow. You can go to his kidneys. Okay. That's hacking elbow. 2 elbows. The other elbow. Now you got up elbows and things that usually is not going to happen. We're not going to work that foot because if you're not flexible, you ain't going nowhere. It'll be right here. It's the diagonal elbow. We call it the razor, and for us, usually I can either raise it to the front, to the side of his face, or I can raise it straight down. And that drops my weight and knocks his damn nose into his face.
Ooh, that's nice.
Okay, so boom, it's down like that. But
Something I was doing last night. Love that shit.
this is what I want you to do. Is simple. That's the beginning of the razor. It's going down at a diagonal, so it's not hacking going this way. It's going downward. Okay, that can go to the neck, jaw, collarbone. Okay, usually not the ribs because it's going down like that. But from the front, I can hit the groin, knock that down. Now you're not hitting to the testicles. I'm hitting to his groin.
Yeah.
Like right above his penis. And that will bend him. Once he bends, now he catches the other elbow coming down behind his ear. Okay. So that comes down. That's the razor. So the razor, you can train if you have a pad like this, have it like slightly on the angle. You come down. Boom. Right. Now you move to the middle. Say that's his face. Hey, I don't want no trouble, sir. Bang. Bring that down. Once again, your hand can be here. It can be like this. It can be down like that if you do kung fu, whatever it is you want to do. I wouldn't advise it to be like this because you may end up breaking your baby finger or some shit. So trying to get it out the way, if you will. Boom. Okay. You are coming down and you're bending your knee more as you turn. Put that weight more down into him. So I'm going like this. This. So it's here. That. Okay.
Trying to catch the feet. Yeah. Just wanted to see what your feet was doing.
Right.
When you move.
So I'm here. Okay.
You do it one more time, Bob. Can you go to the feet? See how your feet go. Okay.
You need me to go back some?
No, you good.
Okay.
Yeah, Bob.
Okay. So that's what you want. That one hits like the hacking, boom. That knocks him right to the brain, knocks him off. This one hits like a goddamn sledgehammer.
And if you see, he start one way, he ends up coming all the way around. That's your hip movement giving you that right there. So that's the momentum that you're gonna get. And stack them.
So those two elbows are what you want, and this is gonna be key for what's next. Okay. So next is
techniques.
the bear hug, arms free. He's gonna do that to you. So, but first I'll show you bear hug, arms free. What you're gonna do is what we call the lamb, which I like to call the lamb. The lamb walk. I like to call it the lamb because I'm the lamb. These hands are here. Why does he have me here? And when we attack, we don't attack the person, we attack their objective. The objective of him is to pull me closer, to lift me up, right? So I can't let him, as soon as I'm grabbed, I can't let him lift me up. I got to take that objective away. So I base my feet out. My feet are, can you point it down to my feet? Shoulder width apart. Or they could have been like this when he grabbed me. Obviously, I didn't see him coming. But as soon as I'm grabbed, now one foot goes out wider and I drop my weight. Okay? That makes it so from here, I'm not a light fella, but bring that up some. Pick me up. From here, pick me up. A lot harder.
Shit, yeah.
A lot harder. So if somebody's trying to take you anywhere, sisters, and you're about to see what Omaniki, she's able to do this. Lower your weight. That's called basing out. Base out. Put your hands on his hands, base out, and then push down with all you can towards your groin. And now you can bring it up some. And I apologize already, Belay. In Lam, they do this if they grab from behind. You get your chest back, push it back into him, and now just start walking. See, he's saying tap, tap, because I'm taking him down. And he lets go.
Yeah,
Now, you use the same elbows, so don't go forward, go backwards with your hat. Boom, boom. Turn, because you want to get it forward, because that's the way you learned it, right? Boom. Slam that downward. Downward, boom, to his arm. Downward. You ain't got to be pretty, just get up. boom, boom. Okay, or the hammers. Right, we're down, and then I elbow back.
Once you start
My
doing
hammer back. That's the down hammer. Palm down. Then palm down, up, palm down, palm. Really, the forward one. I'm hitting his kidneys. Don't just hit his back. You ain't doing nothing. Hit the kidneys if you're gonna hit the back.
I can't necessarily see that.
Come on. So don't just hit his back.
So you could be doing this basically.
Hit his kidneys. Yeah, that shit. Don't do that.
You
Just
just
go
go sideways. So you see-
Bang. To the kidneys, right to the back of his neck.
Come to the side.
That's the forward strike. I'm sorry. So the kidneys, boom. Back of his neck. Right, that forward strike you're doing is really forward and downward. That's what I'm hitting him with. Back of his neck, kidneys. You got me? I can throw the elbow down. I can throw the elbow. Boom. Now this one is where upward elbow will come in. Bang.
One thing Baba teaches us too, when we down on the ground, if you notice, he didn't use any of his hands on the ground. Once he got himself up, the next hand went on the person,
Right.
on the person.
You want to put your hand down because you want to keep it on him. That makes it harder for him to move. Right. And then if I wanted to, I can go in and choke him out right there. I'm calling for help because I need help.
Use your
Help me.
voice.
Help me, y'all. Use your voice. Help. Help, y'all. He's trying to grab my leg. Help. Okay. So that's don't do that part. You just when he grabs you, push your chest into him, push down to your as low as you can, his hands as low as you can get him, and then keep walking with your chest in him. And this we learned last week about sitting. All you're doing is sitting down on the ground. Okay? Ready?
All right, so come behind.
Base out.
Grab.
She lowers. Now try to pick her up. He's trying to take you with him.
She ain't going away.
Good. And now start walking before you get you. Stop walking. Walk.
I gotta let it go.
Walk. Even if let's go. Sit down. Good. Come on. Good. She's just bullying him on the ground now. You can see her just making mincemeat.
Okay.
All right. There you go.
Glad y'all missed that.
No, they saw her like this. Like she's whooping a bad child or something.
Okay. We're gonna look at low so you can see midway to the
All right, we'll
waist.
do it one more time.
Okay.
And don't focus so much. Just push your back. Don't focus on it. Focus more on your walking forward and sitting. More with each step, get lower and lower.
Okay.
Push that. Yeah, now push it back into him. Take it.
Forward.
Take it. Sit. Yeah, see, you let it go. But don't ever go backwards. Keep going forward. Even if it's tap. Let go of his thumb. You fucking him up. All right. That's good. Like go around. Good. Elbow down. Hit him with some hammers. Let him eat them hammers. Yeah. Boom. Boom. She's just abusing. There you go. Good. He said,
It's not as pretty as Bob.
he said, tap, fuck me up. Tap. Mine wasn't pretty on purpose. I'm not trying to be pretty. I could have rolled in, looked. No, we ain't doing all
I
that.
don't mean pretty. I just mean
All right, so now
your hits look a lot more organized.
we just don't do this, and we good.
Right.
All right, so now he grabs with my arms pinned now. Oh, it's not my arm pin. First thing, base out. Pick me up.
That's nice.
It ain't happening. So you base out, and now since you based, bend forward a little bit. That see all this opening. I don't know if you see the open. So I can get my hand out. Bring your hands close as you can
I tried
to
to
your
get
belly
tighter, but it didn't
and
work.
grab. And now the other one comes out, and you know what you're about to do now. The lamb walk. Tap. See, you say tap. That means that
That's
go
so painful. Shit, bro, I don't
right.
understand that.
Where does it hurt?
Well, it's been in. So this the first part that hurts is this. It's been in my hand back like this. So it's like a thumb lock. It's basically a wrist lock.
But I'm not grabbing this now.
Yeah, he's not grabbing the thumb. It's
Sorry,
just
it's
she
not
actually
really-
grabs the
That
thumb.
made it even worse.
Really
Yeah.
hurting.
It's just really hurting.
Yeah. So when you're walking, keep taking that walk. They're gonna let go. Now, if it's a friend of yours or whatever, not trained, that you're doing this to, which is cold, but hey, they may want to help you out or start training, right? They're gonna say, "Ow, ow!" This gonna let go.
Yeah, because it would be worse if I did another kind of grab like that would kill me.
Yeah, that would be, yeah.
Woo, don't lace your fingers.
So once they let go, you can let go, but keep your energy moving forward. Don't move backwards into them. So I'm here. Just follow us. Just follow us with the camera on me, Nikki. I'm gonna go slow. Once again, I apologize, Belay.
It's okay.
It's not gonna be the most comfortable. I try not to. I ain't gonna break your fingers.
Thank you.
I can't promise
See what he
that.
already. See, he already letting go. See it?
Yeah, I gotta let go.
I keep moving forward though.
Ooh, it's in my shoulder.
I'm sorry. Let me let go.
Thank you. That is bad.
Because his shoulders got locked. I felt it locked. I didn't want to dislocate his shoulder.
Yeah, that's hard, man.
So you take them down there with the lawn walk, okay? Can't you grab his balls and squeeze till he sings?
How you
No,
gonna-
it's
wait a minute,
better-
wait a minute, what-
It's better to do that. And he's like this. I can't grab his balls here. They block.
And if you reach
That's a very
back,
specific.
You
And
can't- you
grab
can't-
grab my arms. And if he's really, I can't grab him. I grab my own balls and say,
Yeah.
"Hey!" That wouldn't make no sense.
plus if I'm like this and he to grab me, he got to kind of he got to, if he do that, he can't really grab it. If he stand up to do it, now I can throw him.
Right,
You
exactly.
can't get to nothing like this. You gotta
And-
let go stab.
And so grab me on the nigga. I can grab our woman. I'm gonna grab her balls and she sing. She ain't gonna be singing. She was like, wrong person, pal. Okay. Said, no, I mean when your hands are on the side.
That's a very specific target that
So,
you're not
You
dealing
mean
with
like this?
with this technique. You already have their arms, their hands,
And-
their hands. Why would you?
And freedom
Try to
power,
reach it.
freedom power, we don't put our faith just in the nuts.
Right.
But we do put it in biomechanics. So some do. My cousin, as a matter of fact, 6'6", weigh 500 pounds. He grab you, and you say, "Shit, I got these long arms. I'm gonna grab it, nuts and squeeze." He didn't have nuts.
Yeah.
He didn't have nuts. So and he's transitioned, so I can say that without embarrassing. And he lost them from lifting the truck. He was 12. Lifted the front of a pickup truck and it blew one testicle.
Jeez.
Then he goes to the hospital, gets out. They paying him $100 each. It'd be like 4 or 5 dudes. They each pay him $100 to lift the truck. So he's making a living like that. So he gets out just out the hospital for 2 days. And they said, "Man, we'll pay you to lift this truck." The engine part, you know how heavy that is. He was so goddamn strong. And he said, "Nah, you know." I said, "Man, we'll each pay you $150." And he took it and lifted it, and that shit blew.
Oh my God.
So he lost both his testicles.
Because I was just gonna say too, even if that, so say I have on tight like tactical,
Tight pants. or-
yeah, if I can have on some briefs and some army fatigues, it's gonna be real hard for you to get to my, especially it's cold, things drawn up. How you gonna get to that? If I'm from the side and grabbing you, it's different ways.
Or okay, you see her height. See, and a real grab, not TV grab. Can you reach my nuts? She ain't grab my nuts. First of all, my
Can
nuts are
barely
pressed
move.
against her upper back.
Right.
I mean, her lower back. She can't grab my nuts. And he's taller than me, so she certainly
Right.
couldn't grab his nuts.
And it's gross motor skills when you in this type of situation.
Right.
So that's
Too specific.
how you gonna get. You gotta be too accurate. That's why
And
most
he
people
ain't
don't
know it's happening. But this, he said, "Oh!"
I don't know what's going on.
And-
I can't even see.
and now it's too
that's
late.
bad. That's really. I want to let go right there, but I know I'm not supposed to. I want to let. As soon as you do that, you want to let go.
But just try that at home so you can.
Yeah, try that besides
Understand.
grabbing us and see if that worked for you better.
I didn't know that could happen. Yes, that's what this class is about.
Yeah. Plus, you might grab nuts, and let me tell you, I might be coked up. What's it gonna do then?
Right.
I might not even feel my nuts for 2 days.
And he may not feel his wrist dislocating, but it's going to dislocate.
Right.
That's
and,
the beauty of it.
and yeah, the thing is, what he's doing is going to stop me if I feel it or not.
Right.
My arm's still gonna let go. My shoulder dislocated. I'm gonna stop. So that's what you
grab her with her arms now trapped. So you're still gonna base out, and you're gonna then sneak your hands out and do the same line walk.
All right, and you know what I'm doing. Okay.
Base out. Yes, get your sneak your hand. You're good, and sneak
I'm
the
not
other
letting her
one.
do it. I'm not gonna let her get the hands. She got it
And
anyway.
push down and line walk. Keep take him.
I gotta go.
There you go. Let him go, because he's hurting.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
oh.
I tried to
Well,
do
you
it
see
soft.
that works. I tried to do it soft. I tried to throw
I
that.
did.
So that's the elbow into him. Good. So she line walked him, right? Now, the last technique. Go back and watch this again so you can get it more. The last one is escape from the mount. So the mount is a person. Lay down, be like.
Sit back some so they can see the mount. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go.
So the mount is I'm straddling him with my knees. That can happen many ways. A person just step over you. A person trained not going to just step over you like this. A person trained will work over you methodically, and now I'm mounted on top of him. That's a mount. Whether my feet are active, whether they're inactive, that's a mount. Whether I'm sitting back, whether I'm forward, that's all a mount. It's called a full mount. And that's a dangerous place to be. Probably the second dangerous position, most dangerous position on the ground. Not for me, but I won't say what that is when we do some ground stuff. I'll show you. But that's the ground. Okay. It could be the most dangerous for him. It could be if you don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm. But notice his head is up. You see?
His head isn't touching the ground. We dealt with that in the fall. And his elbows pressing my thighs. That prevents me from going up. If his elbows were too wide or some shit, I go up. And now he's in bad shape because he can't use his hips to do anything to me now. Here, his hips come into play is what you're about to see in a minute. So we're going to bring Ominiki in on this right now. So Ominiki's going to do an up and over, we call it up and over escape. In Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I think they call it a upa. In wrestling, they call it a bridge. But with the bridge, you're rolling over, same way like you do in the bridge drill in wrestling. Okay. So what you're gonna, well, you can do it to me. He's going to bridge up with his hips. So you pick your hips up. You notice his feet are flat too. Push your hips up to the sky. That pushes me off balance. When my hand hits that ground or mat, he reaches up and grabs one arm. He locks that to his chest. Now he puts his foot on the same side. Put it next to my foot as close as you can get it. That way I can't push my leg out so he can't roll me. Now he puts his hip up again. I'm riding basically on him, so I am vulnerable. Now he just rolls over. That's the up and over escape.
Back the elbows.
And then you got the elbow or hammers.
Oh yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Even my hands here, I may slip. I'm still gonna catch them hammers and elbows, right? Hammer. This is the one that goes right into the bone.
Oh, you got the straight one. Boom.
Straight one. Or now this one is here, but it go to my ribs.
Yeah. Oh, it's it.
Boom. Oh.
Maybe now if you want to try to hit the groin, maybe I wouldn't. I maybe throw an elbow there.
So
at the
specific
side,
though.
but it's more about getting away or attacking.
And
You
people
doing
say,
one or the
lay
other.
on your side. That was jiu-jitsu people. You know why they say that? And it's true. So now I can get distance
Right.
and distance you from me. There's stuff that can be worked here too.
Real
and
stuff.
we have tools. So
Yeah.
now I do
Just
that. He just pulls tools.
Now he open.
I said, oh. Now you can hit his booty. You stab his booty,
I'm
but
going
now it
straight
don't
in
matter.
there. We call it-
Yeah. All right. So, no.
Oh,
You know, I'm so not used to doing this.
You
I
didn't
don't
know
even know
how
how
to
to
do it.
really
It's
get up
funny.
from
You took
there.
it to my hand like you know what to do with it.
Right. I'm like, how'd I get up? Did somebody offer me a hand? All right.
It's
So,
for the
go
show,
ahead,
Bob. I
go
offer a hand on the show. All right.
Oh, it's a terrible.
Yes, it was. All right.
All right. So again, I guess they don't have to see how we.
Right.
So just go on.
Okay, good. Good. Now, you don't let, so her elbows in his thighs, her hands on her face, like, oh, the Home Alone move.
Right.
That's why you can't just choke her, right?
That's the easiest way to take somebody out from your
Right. So he can't choke her. They're speaking a language to each other.
Right.
I can't choke her, so I'm gonna try to knock her out.
Put you in your face.
Right. So as soon as he tries to hit in the face, she uses her hips, locks in his arm and his leg, rolls him over, and then she's throwing the elbow. You could use the hammers, and then you just get the hell up out of there. And she pulled the tool, stabbed him in the face, and then she got him out there. Okay. That's the up and over escape. And yes, he's rolled, he's in the guard, he can do different stuff. We ain't dealing with that right now. This is not a workshop.
You will.
Okay. There's other things in anything where a person can flow and do whatever. Okay. So that is those 5 techniques. Any question thus far?
Those techniques can flow together. You can see how they can.
Right. So they
Use
fit
on the
together.
ground.
Elbows.
The elbows, the hammers, they all fit. The line walk fit, whether it's arm free or arms trapped. And then from here, line walk, also now the elbows and the hammers come into place and all kinds of stuff happens, right? So you can just knowing those 5 techniques, those are 5 techniques that all women must know. Start off with that hammer, forward. You notice that one is also downward.
Right.
That's used more than any of the other ones. That's palm up, palm down.
You got it. You got something of any type of. This is just a
Tool.
made up tool, but that hammer still works.
You have a knife or this. So pretty much we can pick up any tool as long as we know those angles of strikes, right? This is an axe. I can use this right now. I can't use a knife for spiritual reasons, but this is an axe.
I was going to ask about that.
So
That's
this
what I'm
is-
looking for.
So this is the palm up strike hammer. This is the palm down hammer. This is the forward hammer. So you already know how to use one of these things if you know palm up, palm down.
Difference
Well,
between self-defense and
Palm up,
self-protection.
palm down. Well, right.
I'm right here, and he got that. Now the hammer's come into play. Is he gonna wait for me to punch him? Or is she gonna wait for me to punch? You pull that thing out
Right.
and you do the hammers to
So I'm waiting for you to know.
no.
All right, to his hands.
Right.
I ain't got to worry about
The
him.
delivery
punching
system. That's
I
what
have
we're
to worry
gonna
about.
attack.
And once I do that, he's ready to go anyway.
Yeah, I ain't trying to stay no more. She's no longer the victim mentality. I don't see this person as prey.
Right.
Things have changed.
Yeah, but
Right. Exactly.
And what we're talking about is being able to change perception without the physical encounter even coming, because your self-awareness is high. You ain't in places that's dangerous. When you see somebody that's looking suspicious, you putting attention on that. They see it, they put their head down and go to the next person, and you just avoided all of this. But you're
Right.
training just in case you don't avoid it.
Exactly.
And that's what we do.
And part of training is learning to avoid too.
There you go.
And
You gotta
when
know
to
what
avoid.
exactly, because if you don't know something,
Because that's all politics. It doesn't exist if you don't know something. Now, that's all politics. When do I do?
that's the politics.
When do I not do?
Is your politics the same as mine? Is mine the same as hers? Is hers the same as Baba's? You're gonna have to figure out your politics, and you're gonna have to be honest with yourself. That's the realest. You can lie to me, you know what I'm saying, but don't lie to yourself about what you're gonna do and when you're gonna do it, because then you can shortchange it. That could be the end of your life.
Right. Somebody said catching a boondock beat down. I never seen them do that on the boondocks. I never seen them do the lamb walk. That'd be dope.
I catch beatdowns often if this is your first time watching.
It's
the
my
show.
booty and you can't have it. Yeah, feel that way. Don't yell. Don't be caught yelling at it outside though.
Don't yell at us.
It's my booty, and you can't have it.
Then again, you know
That
what?
would be something good.
Yell
to
that, you will
Yes,
get attention. I'm
absolutely.
gonna turn
What you
around.
say?
Yes.
If I
It's
see
my booty, and you can't have it.
if I'm in Walmart and I hear somebody say, "It's my booty, you can't have it," I want to know
Yeah.
what's going on.
And then you turn around and you see this luscious booty. How you looking at it? So it's my booty. Now you might do this to the bandit. It might be you say, I want you. Got to have it. It's my booty, and you can't have it.
You
Now
know
that
what,
may
though?
hear because people will look.
I turn around and it's
That might
a
work.
nice booty. I'm like, wait a minute, you can't have that booty now. I protect that booty. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
Or you say, well, he can't have
We
it. Put it in your bed.
just got it real bad. That was
Catching up on that good point, Nestor Gonzalez. I mean, seriously, in serious, all seriousness,
yeah, I hope you
Nestor.
know we're joking.
I mean, if you have to yell it, especially since he's bigger, if you have to yell,
I think
It's
they
my
were
booty,
talking
can I
about,
have it?
Nestor was saying about that.
yeah, people
Making
forget
sure
to
that you
keep
make
making
noise.
noise. Yes,
That's
otherwise
real.
someone might. Yeah, so
Yeah, we mentioned
just
that.
so you know,
They
what we
were
teach,
just-
what we teach the girls, and what boys, men, women can use as
Yeah.
well. It says no, and you can say it along. That's why I'm saying it choppily.
Mhm.
No,
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 No!
leave me alone.
Leave me alone.
You're not my mother.
You're not my mother.
Oh, if it's a man. You're not my father.
You're not my father.
Somebody help.
Somebody help.
it was hard to get the kids to break out of their shell
Yeah.
to yell it. Like we had to demonstrate it and yell it. Even the adults didn't want to. Adults is
Right.
hard to break
Well,
out of
if
it.
I'm taking, okay, Ominique, I'm taking her somewhere. And she said, no, leave me alone, right? And I'd be like, you got to say the other part. You're not my husband, at least,
Right.
because I'm taking you somewhere, and you just say, no, leave me alone.
No, leave me alone.
Baby, you know you got to stop drinking, baby. Come on now. You got to stop
Right,
doing
right.
this.
You're not my husband.
Right. I don't know you. Somebody help, right?
Right. Instead of just be like, what you doing? Stop. Get off me.
Get off me, because that's what people
That's
do.
what happens.
And they'll snatch back.
That's what happens.
They're like, baby, you always do this. Don't embarrass me out here.
Get off me. What's wrong with
And
you?
now she help. Even she doesn't help now, but not saying
Right.
help what.
She's struggling and panicking is what
Right.
happens.
So make sure you make people aware it's not your mother, not your father, not your spouse.
I don't know
not
you.
whatever. I don't know
Don't
you.
touch me.
Not my,
Somebody
even if somebody my age grabs you and you're in your 20s, you can say, you're not my husband. And I could have walked up to you and say, I hate women. I'm taking you to my boyfriend so he can get this out of his system. You're not my husband. Because people first thought, nah, okay, he's gay, you don't want a woman. They're looking at appearances.
Right.
Perception precedes action, right? So it's perception to a thought, to an impulse, to an action. So you have to change the perception of what's going on.
Right, the level of seriousness.
You're not my husband. You got me? Because that's the first thing people will think. And so now, not her husband. They're not going to think, well, it must be her brother. They're not going to go into it deep like that.
Right.
She said, you're not my brother. Somebody help. Even you say that, they're not going to go, well, could be her husband. They're not going to do that. As long as you say, you're not this thing. Right? So make sure you do that. Okay?
We ran a little long this time, but y'all know this was a very, very, very important show. We really wanted to get this out. And
Oh, you know what? That jacked me up. I thought it was 2:38. We've been on it 2 hours 38 minutes. Okay.
you know what I'm saying? But we really wanted to give this to y'all, and it was important. Everything we gave you was important. Even the jokes.
Definitely. So please make sure that you let people know about the show in general and this show in particular. You know, you can watch it on the playback. So you
Stop
know,
taking
get your
advice from
children,
people.
get the women that you love, and y'all practice these techniques.
And finally, Nestor said, yes, it's surprising how people can get quiet during an attack. Especially remember this back in my school days. This is something that is very important to learn. Thank you for the class. You're welcome. Thank you for your comment. And that's true. Once again, use your voice. Because that is one of the best tools for avoidance. Your voice.
Definitely.
You know. So all right, thank you all. We will be back again at it next week. Love y'all. Stay black or whatever it is that you may be. Peace.
Peace. Stop giving people
We
advice
got
if you don't know
one
what you're
like.
talking about.
Hey.
Come on,
And,
family.
and one like, how can you tell what the likes is? Oh, we got one like, yay, out of You know, all you people watch. All right. So make sure y'all, a lot of them folks watching with some other folks. Make sure y'all don't give advice on something you don't know about.
I ain't out there telling people how to fix their car. Trust me.
Right.
You don't want to ask me how to fix your car either.
There you go. All right. Peace, y'all.
Peace.